who agree with my overall message, which is always any average man deserves a fit, cooperative, feminine wife, especially in today's modern society. But without any further ado, let's dive into the clip that got a lot of women upset and a lot of content creators paid. Let's dive into it.
Hey, you just shut up. That no black woman's not competition for us. German white woman, very beautiful.
All right, I'm sorry. Sugar Love just started her live. We're gonna go back again for the ones that are coming in. I really want y'all to hear what this woman got to say. Okay, so let's go ahead and replay it.
Black American women are no competition, and that's how I got my man. That is what a lot of people think I said in one of my YouTube videos, which is going viral on all social media platforms at this moment. I mean, TikTok, X, YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you're looking for, you will see my face with that caption on that video. And you cannot imagine the shitstorm from certain women is like a really bad case of diarrhea right now. But luckily, at the same time, there are a lot of people who agree with my overall message, which is always any average man deserves a fit, cooperative, feminine wife, especially in today's modern society. But without any further ado, let's dive into the clip that got a lot of women upset and a lot of content creators paid. Let's dive into it.
Hey, you just shut up. That no black woman's not competition for us. German white woman, very beautiful, gorgeous. Oh, she trashing black women? I don't want to say she's trashing them, but she's putting them in their place. I'm just joking. She ain't said nothing bad about the black woman, just nah. Well, be the judge. Let's look at the video.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say. Right?
I don't know where people think that we not aware or the world is not aware with what men are dealing with inside of the states. I mean, it's obvious, to be honest with you. White guys have been running across seas. Military guys have been overseas for literally decades at this point. And it's like the least known secret. And it's just now starting to come to the forefront of the Black community in particular. And so, we acting like we don't see countless videos of on a regular basis of women not only saying what it is that they're not or are going to tolerate, but displaying the very behavior that she's addressing. So, I see a lot of women and they get mad at it, but I look at it differently. Wouldn't you want to know what the competition is like? Because you're not just competing in your city or your state or your little space now. Now that we've opened up the floodgates and people have the ability to really travel and get around and social media, there's a global marketplace. It's not just a local marketplace. It's not just a national marketplace. It's an international marketplace as far as what the competition is and what people want, and they're going to get what they want. We know that for a fact. Listen, under no circumstances, whether we're talking about financially, socially, emotionally, people are going to go and chase and find out and figure out what they want, and they're going to go get it. So if she's saying, hey, man, that pot is black, and the pot just so happened to be black, what I'm hearing in retaliation, or not even retaliation, in response from a lot of other women, because I've seen a lot of videos before I even decided to tackle this at all, what I'm seeing from a lot of women is they're saying, well, we don't like the fact that she's a German woman and she's then paying attention to what we doing. She don't have no right to be able to speak on this. You can't censor nobody. You can't tell nobody what to do. Y'all need to throw that away. Throw away the mindset that you cannot say that other people can't have an opinion about what you're doing. They gonna do it. They've been doing it. They didn't had it. And now on social media, people ain't scared. Ain't nobody scared of you. Nobody is scared of the fact that you feeling some type of way. And so instead of you addressing the issue, even personally, even if you decided not to respond and you wanted to make an adjustment to your attitude and saying, well, is she right? Or you question yourself so that you can compete more effectively for the men that you say that you want or don't want, because a lot of these women are saying that they don't want us anyway. instead of you adjusting your attitude or to compete more effectively, because they basically giving you the layup, they're giving you the blueprint. They saying we don't like her.
Right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know.
Bro, I can't even let this keep go any further. Like without even saying something. What? So she's saying that black women don't know how to go get their man a plate. We know that's a cultural thing. Is that we make a plate? Man, go to a barbecue. Anyone, the woman make the plate for the man. Why does she? What? Where does she?
Who the hell told her this shit? He didn't know. You was a damn lie. I can see we do got some, but that's all women, not just black women, not just black women. You got all women, especially the ones that's career oriented. They all, but regular. What the hell you think? He's not used. First of all, talk about her femininity. Did you see the original video? She had a sweatshirt on, looking all like a dude her damn self.
Well, what's crazy is that her aesthetic is like a light-skinned black woman. That's what's interesting to me. Is like she tans. You know what I'm saying. She clearly tans. You know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out, and she's talking like a German black woman. You know what I'm saying. Like she got like a little accent to her. You know what I'm saying. She's talking kind of. I don't know whether it's because she's with her husband and he got like an accent, so her accent is following up to his. But I'm like, bro, ma'am. I don't know. And then Anton, didn't he just get divorced, or is he on his way to divorce?
I don't know. But first of all, what she did not do, right? She played semantics right here, right? What she didn't do is say, "Hey, my husband works," right? She didn't say how many hours he works. She didn't say what he does for work, right? Because you ain't doing that off of the man that she's talking about. Somebody fed him before. Like, first of all, it's more disrespect. She thinks she's disrespecting us, but she disrespecting him. Like, how you never had nobody say ever.
Man, she talking bad about his mama, his auntie.
Yeah.
He ain't never had nobody make a plate for him. What family was he coming from? What backwoods family that ain't did that? Because every family I know, the woman be making the plates for the men. Honey, you go to church, they making the plate for the men. They have a barbecue, they making a plate for the men. The man might even cook the barbecue, but the women go ahead and make the plates and put the plates out and pass them out. Like what?
Let me tell you, even in the hood, right? Even in the hood, she may not have cooked. I done seen crackheads if they cook. Yo, you want some? Right? I've never seen it to where nobody was never offered a man food. I don't care what level you in. I have also seen homeless people sit up there. If a woman gets something, she was like, here, right? It's like, stop it, right? And all this correcting us. First of all, that's why you got them. Please keep them. But all of that, again, she's trying to sell a point, but she never mentioned, like, did you pick it? If that's the type of man who's never had that done, then you will not have a decent man, which I do not believe for that to be true, right? If you chose him, you didn't chose him because he's a nobody, he's a bum, nobody never gave him nothing to eat. You chose him because he's about something, he's taking care of you. Right, he's taking care of you. So if he's taking care of you, he was raised sort of kind of right. Somebody did give him a plate before. You're lying.
Now I'm not sure if she's in Germany or in America, but I mean, if he's over there in Germany, he's probably military. So he's the
way she speak, it sounds like, I think it don't sound. She has like no type of accent. I believe she's German descent, but I think they just title it German woman. But you're never going to lead me to believe that I want to hear what he do for a living. What made you choose him? That you picked up some man on a corner or something? You took him from the foster care? Like, what are you talking about? Like, where did you pick this man up from that
never had no one make a plate for him, or never woman just was just so mean to him and she had to dust him off and make him feel better. And here's the kicker. Anton Daniels is married, been married since he was like what, 17, something like that. And you mean to tell me he's agreeing with her? Like,
of course, that's we gotta listen. That's what they're supposed to do, right?
he must have, his wife ain't never fixed him no plate. Was he making something for herself and said, hey, you want some? Took care of him, ran his business. Okay, because I know that for a fact, because when you call his number, she answers and she's running the whole thing. So bump making a plate, this woman is running your whole business. How the hell could you agree with this woman?
Well, that's his genre, right? That's his niche, right? They are red pillars. What do you think he's not? Whatever you say, which couldn't be 100% right. But see, what's happening now, like Fresh and Fit and a couple of other people, what happened is they're true. Send it to my email. Oh, you got it. Okay, send it to my email, sweetie. Send it to my email. What happens is now they're mad because now not only did y'all lift up these guys, they're now turning on the black men. Now that's another whole show within itself. But now they're doing videos against these people that you put up there when they was talking about the black woman. Anton ass gonna be next, right? You see, everybody think it's cute when you're talking about us, the black woman. But then when them same men or whatever start turning on you, then you get your little wake-up call. But again, she never sat up there and stated, well, she's gonna get cheated on too. You know, that dude look kind of old, young. Don't worry about it. He got to cheat for you. Don't worry about it. But she's never stated what he does and what he do. Or unless you went and got a baby, unless you went and got a male baby, right? And oh baby, I'll take care of you. I mean, what type of men are you choosing? Right? Was he a good man and he worked or whatever? Then I would know you're lying, right? Somewhere down the line, especially if you a child, like was he enforced? Like what? No, none of this makes sense to me. And I asked D want to eat if I want to eat. What? Whatever. Let me But this is to hear her say this, and she's right. And she checked all the other videos, and she checked her. She ain't check us, boo.
None of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. You know, like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. You know, there is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family.
Is she wrong? I don't know. That's for you to decide. Y'all let me know inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I will say that I don't experience the same thing that she's describing from the person that I've been married to, my wife that's literally sitting over there, for the last 20 years. I've been married for 20 years. Maybe I did get the last good one in a unicorn or something like that. Her head a little big over there, but it's okay. I'm looking at her. But my point is that this doesn't necessarily hit everybody. So if the shoe don't fit, then throw it in the trash or give it to somebody else. But the only people that's bothered by it is women that probably exhibit the exact same behaviors that she's talking about. And is she wrong? The question then becomes, is she wrong?
Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then?
Nobody in his whole family to have done it. Go.
Is she wrong? You know, he said
Well,
he don't experience it. So rather than saying, well, that's not true because because she's not saying black women, certain black women. She's saying all black women, and I guess she's talking about
Well,
her.
his is a unicorn, though, right? His is a unicorn, but
Everybody else is, now he don't go to cookouts and see black women serving their man. He don't go to any other thing and see other black women doing things for their husbands and this, that, the other. Because I'm sure if he's married, he has married friends. Most men that are married, they hang around other married people. So how could you sit here and say that, well, I must have got something different? And I'm sure that you are around other married people to see that they actually cater to their men. Or do you go to the functions with the married people and the women are just waggling their head back and forth and arguing the whole time? Like, what's going on? And then if that's the case, well, who are you hanging around?
And then the women that she's talking about don't want no man anyway. Because two things can exist at the same time. But her saying that to generalize us as the black women and like she's peace and all of that, you could have been that much peace. You ain't got a German man, right? Somewhere you went wrong. Your man ain't want you. You went and found some man that you thought that you figure I'm building him up. I'm teaching him etiquette and I'm teaching him how to love, and he did not know none of these. That is very embarrassing.
I'm surprised the black man didn't step in and say, hold on. I did. That makes him look bad, really.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I can't believe that he sat back and allowed her to say that. Like, what? Nobody made a play for me and my whole family, and my that goes against his mother, his grandmother, all that stuff. There's no family structure. It's just messed up. Now maybe he grew up in foster care. I don't know. But
that's what I said. Well, where did she meet this man? How was he raised? That his mama never fed him? Ever?
Never. So he just had to eat out of a dog bowl and just without even using his hands. Just
and then she said breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, what type of he doesn't work? I can see she said she pack him a lunch or something, but they don't have. She said remember, she's not just talking about just the black woman. She's speaking upon black people entirely. She said black people don't have just like trying to say we don't have it. She said we don't have a family structure, which is bullshit, right? So she's not just talking about the women. We go back a little bit. She's speaking upon us as in a unit. So she's Captain Save a Karen, right? Well, let's teach these black people that it's like we savages or we beasts or something, and we don't have no. You got it?
Yeah.
Maybe I did get the last good one in a unicorn or something like that. Her head a little big over there, but it's okay. I'm looking at her. But my point is that this doesn't necessarily hit everybody. So if the shoe don't fit, then throw it in the trash or give it to somebody else.
I'm gonna bring it back.
The only people that's bothered by it is women that probably exhibit the exact same behaviors that she's talking about. And is she wrong? The question then did get the last good one in a unicorn or something like that. I will say that
family has his peoples and his family didn't even do that because I would come out of nowhere and just have a woman is actually in the room asking him like, do you,
because they basically don't like her.
Yeah, here we go.
Right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family.
Bro, what? There was no breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she had to introduce him. How did he survive this whole time? He was eating one meal a day. Like, what was he doing? Was he like eating out the garbage can? The real question is what family did he must have been raised by some people that was on drugs. I want to hear her husband's story. You know what I'm saying? It's more to the story that she leaving out, because if she's saying that it's no, and maybe that's how she's drawing her conclusion. Hey, Dolly, God baby, welcome to the panel. You wanted to say something?
Peace. Yes, I did. Hi, everybody on the panel and DJ Genesis. I just wanted to bring to light that I think that men has lost touch of what true femininity is, like not realizing that the Black American are Black American men from a pure place. Like these women who they see outside of the Black community are men that are women just like back in colonial times, whenever like the white man wanted to have sex with its slave just because it's something different. So they see that as more valuable than what's the regular norm. Like Black women, we don't have any citizenship or anything to gain from loving the Black man. We just love them naturally because that's who we are. And these other women, they have things that they're looking for ulteriorly. So that's why I just think that these men think that these basic things like bringing you a plate, feeding you first, doing this bullshit stuff that they're doing is femininity and being submissive, when it's really just mind games. It's finessing. You know what I mean? Like these are things that I do to niggas that I don't like for real. It's easy to display an image of something. It's easy to be submissive or fake submissive to something you don't really care about, rather if your emotions and energy is really engaged in that relationship, if you get what I mean, if I'm explaining that clearly.
I mean, I believe that there's a lot of I think that there's a cultural thing probably to do that, the way but I think it's culture. I don't think it does not exist in our culture, though.
I disagree. What doesn't exist in our culture?
Right.
I'm saying I don't think that does not exist in our culture, feeding breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I
thought you said it does not.
Exactly. So that's why I said that was like basic. And these men do you see the examples that they're providing as being submissive and feminine? When being submissive and feminine, I wouldn't say submissive, but being feminine is expressing yourself, expressing your emotions. To neglect your own emotions and just do whatever a man say do just because he's providing whatever, that's not true femininity. That's like fake. And these men, especially, I'm not even going to say these men, it's just Black American men are getting finessed by this character that these women are putting on.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not her. It's not all German women. They working too. They have a life too. They go to school too. So all that, our family, like I guess she's speaking upon us as a unit. Like I just don't like the fact that she's trying to make it a culture thing, right? It's bad enough she's saying that, like we are no competition. Baby, you could please take them, all right? But when she switched up and said they don't know what it is to eat for breakfast, a time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're dealing with a man that's out there working, he don't have time for breakfast, lunch. I can see if you pack his lunch or something, but he's not, unless you're like the full provider. How is he eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Right? There's no way if he's at work. It's not possible. Right? And then telling us how we should act and all of this. And then Black men, is it true? Y'all fall for this, but I seen them a lot of y'all lives been messed up because of them women. We was the only one there to wipe them bruises off your back when you got whipped. We was the only ones that was left with your kids. We the only ones that lost a lot for you guys' rights, because we couldn't even get rights. But so you guys can have some rights. We were standing there right beside you. So I like how they were. We're not what stop men, and these men like yeah. But culturally, don't bring down the whole culture, and they got a habit of doing that.
And let me tell you what's wild. For then he chimes in, and his wife is sitting right next to him, and it's like she just quiet and just letting it go. I'm like, ma'am, honey, well, but I guess that is, well, maybe that's not, well, that shows the black woman is submissive. Her husband can sit here and listen to a white woman, agree with her that black woman ain't doing it. He makes her into a unicorn, like she's just the only black woman that does this.
That's what he said.
Come on, let's go.
Is
But
she
you-
wrong? I don't know. That's for you to decide. Y'all let me know inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I will say that I don't experience the same thing that she's describing from the person that I've been married to. My wife that's literally sitting over.
If you don't experience it, then why you promoting it? If you don't experience the same thing, why are you promoting this woman saying
I don't get these married. I that's baffling to me. Like, why are you even in the all of these married men who claim that they're married and their women are submissive and they got good. I don't know how you tear us apart when you have someone good.
especially when the woman's sitting right there, you playing this and you
Your woman be right there and they listening to you disrespect more women. That is crazy. You out of the you're out of the what you call it. You already, like he said, got your unicorn, right? So why you? I mean, I get the whole agenda. I get it. I get
maybe
it.
Maybe it is a plant. Kev said he thinks it's a plant.
Over there for the last 20 years.
It's a
I've been married for 20 years. Maybe I did get the last good one in a unicorn or something like that. Her head a little big over there, but it's okay. I'm looking at her. But my point is that this doesn't necessarily hit everybody. So if the shoe don't fit, then throw it in the trash or give it to somebody else. But the only people that's bothered by it is women that probably exhibit the exact same behaviors that she's talking about. And is she wrong? The question then becomes, is she wrong?
Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately a lot of American women are lost
Click
in
the
the
link back,
delusional
Dolly.
world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life.
MD Revel, welcome to the panel. Thank you for joining.
Hey, what's up with you? I'm finally here.
Also letting everybody know also on Sugar Love, it's an open panel, so anyone that wants to make a statement, I think I pinned the StreamYard up to the top. Anyone that wants to come up and make a comment, please do, and because we want to talk about this, you know what I'm saying? But let's go. What's up, MD Rebel?
I mean, I'm catching part of it. I just caught the end of the part where it said the women.
Click the link back, Dolly.
The women, I mean, she was like saying that there is going to be somebody out there to take care of the man and all that type of stuff. So, I think in relationships, when we're looking at this, I think it just I think the relationship is going to be a good relationship. Is going to be based on the objectives of what people want to accomplish. I think that's pretty much where it's going to start at, probably. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people put more emphasis in the relationship and then on their purpose to what they're here on this earth for. So a lot of people have to shrink themselves in order to be with another person, or a lot of people will have to depend on another person to give them something that they want, but whatever it is that they want is already inside themselves. They just ain't found it yet.
MD Rebel, in your relationships, did your woman not offer you a plate when she was cooking, or were you just starved to death, or how'd your relationships go in life?
Well, I mean, Okay. Well, I mean, I think my situation is probably unique from a lot of black males. My grandmother raised me, and her daughters raised me, right, along with my mom. So I was always taught how to take care of myself, to cook my own food. My granny used to always tell me like, we ain't gonna be your slave, and we ain't gonna do this for you. You gonna have to learn how to take care of your own house. A king should know how to take care of his own, fix his own meals. You know how to clean his own room, clean his own house, his own castle. So I grew up with that like since like 7 years old. I thought it was like some evil type of child abuse back then, right? I was like, what the hell? But as I got older, I started to realize that it was very, very beneficial. So to answer that question, when a woman try to fix me a plate, I kind of like want to fix her a plate. I was always that type of person.
But did she offer you a plate?
Yeah, she offered it, yeah, and then I kind of like changed it around.
It's not. So the question is, because she's saying that black women don't fix plates, we don't do nothing. The family structure's all fucked up. We don't have anything going on for ourselves. And German woman to the rescue. Let's get more into what she says. Let's go more, and then we'll understand.
You say by choice, but unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a snippet out of a whole YouTube video where I was talking about how my basic daily activities have impressed and impacted my husband's daily routine. I mean, it is just what it is. And you know what? A lot of women out there should apply that knowledge that I'm trying to give to you for free. Tell me, where did you hear me say that Black American women are no competition? I was not even talking about Black American women in particular. I never said anything like that I am better than them. I never said anything like I have better qualities than a Black American woman. No, I'm always talking about modern Western women in general. And by the way, a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who was listening with their ears instead of using their emotions.
So she said not Black American, even though she has a Black American husband. She didn't say Black American men, so to speak. She just said, like, what are we saying here? What's going on? Like what?
I think a lot of it probably. I think a lot of it in these kind of conversations. I think a lot of women a lot of Black males and Black women get mad or have an issue with interracial relationships. You know what I mean? A lot of people if a white woman gets a Black male, then automatically they believe the white woman is submissive and has so much to say. And if a Black male gets with a white woman, then it's like, something with that. But I don't think they never look at the dynamics of why they're even compatible in the first place. They look at skin color a lot.
MD Rebel, I'm sorry. That's not what this is about.
Well, I mean, you asking.
No, this is about a woman saying, did you get when did you come into this?
I heard what she said right there, and I heard what she said right there. She's like saying that she didn't say all Black Americans and stuff. She said she had, you said she had a Black husband and everything, and I heard the woman in the background saying what she had to say as well.
Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, you
can compete more effectively for the men that you say that you want or don't want, because a lot of these women are saying that they don't want us anyway. Instead of you adjusting your attitude or to compete more effectively, because they basically giving you the layup, they're giving you the blueprint, they saying we don't like her.
Right?
Okay, wait.
So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this, because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family.
Is she wrong? I don't know.
I have something to say with you, Paul.
Okay, MD Rebel. So
what?
Now she says this, but then later on in the video, she backtracks and says, I didn't say there was a black woman or black American family. I said it was just all people. No, that's not what you said, ma'am.
She's a lie. She just said it was all black families, the black family and the black family's dynamic and structure. She is speaking on an isolated situation with her and that black man that she is dating. I am 49 years old. I have been a couple of places, and any black woman that I've seen, including myself and the women in my family, have always made the men plates. Even to the people that we talked about in my interview, they always got their plates made. I was raised like that. I was raised to make sure that the man had his food on his plate and was catered to. So that's just in general, period. You know, we were taught those things. And not only were we taught those things, we learned from those things that as we grew up, and we implemented those things as young girls, as teenagers, and things like that. Because sometimes as young ladies and as little girls, we were taught how to set a table, how to bring grandpa or daddy or uncle.
Maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe because I was always taught. Let me show this. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lakeisha. Maybe it's a generational. Maybe she's a little bit younger. I don't know how old this lady is, but honey, I was told the man gets the biggest piece of the meat or whatever is
exactly Genesis.
So
Exactly.
they get the
biggest plate and the biggest piece of chicken or steak or whatever. Yes.
And then she's saying that he didn't get 3 meals a day. This dude was starving throughout his life. His family didn't do nothing. And then she just basically generalizes based on her experience with this guy, the whole black family structure. And I'm like, and then MD Rebel comes up and says, well, no, this is about black women just not liking an interracial relationship. It's like, no, this is what she's saying.
No, okay.
Hold on. First of all, we're not listening to what she's saying, right? She's not just talking about a plate, right? She's talking about us as a culture, right? They don't know. They don't know have like we don't know how to cook 3 meals a day. Like that she makes sense culturally, that she had to give culture to his wife because the black family itself doesn't have. It's not just about
there's no family structure.
It's about how she fit. It's about how her peoples feel about black people in total. But she chose to bring down the black woman. But I still hear where she's coming from, far as with black people, right? There's no way you're going to say, well, they don't have the structure. What the fuck is? What do you mean we don't have structure? That's not about the black woman. That's about the black family. Like a man could never have said, "Women, I want breakfast, lunch, and dinner," because nobody knows nothing. The black woman or the black man ever.
We had to teach him how to be a man or whatever the hell.
I'm sorry. I've always come in contact with clear people doing what she's saying and accusing black culture of not doing. Anytime I go and clean for a clear family, they don't eat together. I've always known any black family to have a set dynamic of, okay, it's time to eat, y'all. Come on. All right, it's time for breakfast. Come on, y'all. Even if it's Saturday morning, mama is up cooking and she make she make the food and she put the plates everywhere and everybody sit down and eat.
So let me interject.
I don't even know all this stuff that this clear woman is talking about. Either that man lied to her and she never experienced that and she took his word for it, or she dating somebody that's an isolated incident, okay? And this dude, I want to know is
no, I think that's how her people think of black people itself.
Oh, that is how they think. But then how, I want to know, just like you showed those videos the other week about slavery and how we had to take care of their families and all that stuff. So we were teaching them even in slavery days how to sit down with their families and have meals, how to do things structurally that she's talking about we don't know how to do. This was all the way back to slavery days. So she don't know what the heck she's talking about.
All right, MD Rebel, go ahead and go. I know you've been trying.
Okay. I want to say this. I think the only way we're gonna truly understand is if we got the man to be able to explain his part. You know what I'm saying? What he actually said. But then also in the culture, there ain't no one set way in the culture. See, both y'all, Genesis and Lakeisha, y'all had a different experience than I had as being a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my family, you know what I'm saying? We serve the women. Let me give you an example. If I came on, I did this in my adult life. If the woman started cooking or whatever like that at the house and I came home, right, from work or whatever, I will relieve her from the duties of cooking. Not relieve her like I'm telling her what to do, but she will understand that I will take the spoon and she was stirring the gravy in. I'll be like, take some rest or whatever. And while I'm preparing the food for everybody else, and she's telling me about her day and telling me about what's going on and everything like that, and then I'm serving them, and they eat before me or we'll eat together. It just depends. But we chose to feed the children first. The children would eat and everything like that. And then I'll come in, I'll wash my hands and all that stuff before I start, messing with the food and everything. I'll serve everybody and everything like that. And then we'll sit down and we'll pray and we'll talk and then we probably eat together like that. But it wouldn't always be a structure like that every single time. How the world is right now is because people got so much different things going on in the family. Like you may have a kid that's an after school program, right? You may have a daughter that's playing. I'm in a band or whatever like that. The mom is doing something. The dad is doing something. So now it's not like everybody gonna sit down at once like how it was back in the 50s, 60s, or how it was way back in the day. People are just going to be able to do whatever is necessary for the family. What makes the family straight?
Well, maybe my family structure, because after my mom passed away, I grew up with my brother and his wife. And even my grandmother, she cooked, and my grandfather would sit down and she would cook and serve him dinner. And the same thing happened with my brother. He would get off from work, he would get the first plate, and then the kids would like eat afterwards and sit down at the table. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
My grandfather cooked for us. My grandfather cooked dinner. My grandfather cooked 3 meals a day. My grandmother worked. My grandfather was retired. So my grandfather did a lot of the cooking. My grandmother did cooking too, but mostly my grandfather cooked and we ate. And my grandmother, my grandfather would make my grandmother's plate and stuff like that. Like I said, my grandfather did most of the cooking in our household that I grew up in. But we all did our fair share of cleaning and stuff. But my grandfather is the one that served us. And I agree with you.
So I grew up in a very, very dynamic of the woman being submissive, serving the man their food, because if you get off from so Ohio has a big steel mill culture, and like a mill culture. So the work that gets done in those places are very brutal. So the women have to kind of like, because the man that's coming home is very tired and very exhausted, So
he ain't that tired.
Yeah, so maybe my experience is a little bit different. Even my mother, she would cook, and my stepdad worked construction. So when he would come home, she would have dinner waiting for him because he worked construction. So I maybe it depends on what the job is that the guy has, and
but if the thing is,
he's working.
If the man went and paid for the food and he's working, it's only right to feed the man, right?
Exactly.
And if the man choose he want to help, I mean, it's not even about the man. When you're cooking food, everybody eat, right? And even if you don't have children or whatever, I mean, we are a lot of stuff, but we ain't that. Well, I was eating fruit and I had to ask him, did he want so why he gotta eat he gotta eat from you? Like, why you didn't make 2, right? Why you gotta eat some of yours, right? You biting again. Like, we never said to somebody you want some. So basically you wasn't thinking about him when you had that one thing of fruit.
Exactly. You didn't bring him a bowl of fruit.
Yeah, but the thing is too, I mean, before we continue, I just want to say this. I think because I'm bringing a different experience to it. I mean, from y'all, it's just like it with me, man. A woman fixing me a plate makes me feel like a child. It just does. It makes me, because it reminds me of what my mom used to do, and I just don't like it. I'd rather fix.
A lot of men don't, and you're right.
You see, I'd rather fix my own food.
I understand what you're saying, because I had an ex, he passed away, but he would remind me all the time, I don't need no woman. My mama taught me how to cook, clean,
yeah, you feel
all
me?
this stuff. I'm independent. Let me tell you something. I was in my soft girl era with him. Okay, he cooked. And this man was a musician, professionally trained. That man would sing to me and cook, sing patois to me and cook. And baby, I'll be sitting there making jewelry, and he'd be encouraging me, and I'll be like, "That's right," because
You know
I
what I'm
worked
saying?
hard. I worked hard to be able to sit there in my soft girl life for a second and let that man cook. But when I would try to wash his clothes, he'd be like, "Babe, I don't need that. All I need you to do is be there for me and do what whatever support you're there for." But cooking and cleaning and washing his clothes and doing certain things, his mother taught him how to do that stuff. And he was proud to say, I don't need no woman. The only way I want a woman to be by my side as a queen, but I don't need a woman to do this, that, and the other. I can do these things on my own.
Was a snippet out of a whole YouTube video where I was talking about how my basic daily activities have impressed and impacted my husband's daily routine. I mean, it is just what it is. And you know what? A lot of women out there should apply that knowledge that I'm trying to give to you for free. Tell me, where did you hear me say that Black American women are no competition? I was not even talking about Black American women in particular. I never said anything like that I am better than them. I never said anything like I have better qualities than a Black American woman. No, I'm always talking about modern Western women in general. And by the way,
No, you didn't.
Did you not hear her say the Black American family don't have no structure?
That's the same person. I thought it was two different people.
No, she looked like a straight up dude, and she wasn't feminine when she said it. So now she had to make herself look feminine. So she
I thought that was two different people.
That's the same person. The same
No,
one.
I thought they was two different people. That's why I said,
That's the same person.
Wait, Genesis. The person, I thought the person was saying about the fruit thing was a Black woman, and that was the other woman. I didn't know they was the same person.
She had to go get feminized because she looked like a dude before.
Okay. Okay.
Same woman.
Well, I mean,
a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who was listening with their ears instead of using their emotions, because when you compare the caption of the video that I didn't even put on the video to the words that were coming out of my mouth, the caption had nothing to do with the words that I was saying. I mean, honestly, I was talking about the American family structure. If you were able to get the message that I was trying to bring to
we
you.
heard what you said.
Didn't you not say the
Why we gotta figure out your message? You should have just said your message. Now you want us to figure out what you're saying. Then don't speak then, damn it.
How the hell are you gonna say the Black American family? He didn't have this, he had that. This my man is Black. Now all of a sudden she backtracked and saying, no, it's just the American structure. Whatever you're saying is wrong.
She probably thought about it and then was like, let me go back and change some stuff.
Because come on now. Now, okay, now she's talking about white women too.
All right, okay.
They need to come out and start talking about it. Because you know what the hell? Let's go.
Yes, I did say the average Black American family barely has a family unit. Not even in that statement, I generalized all Black families in America that they don't have a family unit. I lived in America for 2 years and I've seen a lot of messed up things.
You said Black
in
people.
Black households, white households, and I very soon came to the conclusion, coming from a traditional household, that there is something seriously wrong that's going on in those households in America. And I was flabbergasted at the amount of disrespect an average American man would have to deal with coming from the woman of the household. I mean, these women, not only that they were disrespectful, they were lazy too. And I heard them speak a certain way to their children that had me in complete shock. I mean,
yeah, man. I mean, Western culture is a mess right now. It's a mess. And part of it is that when you give people the freedom to choose for themselves, often at times they're choosing wrong. I think we celebrate in single mother households. It's always a congratulations. We never hold anybody accountable anymore. It's important to stay on code, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so it's all just basically showcasing and highlighting what's wrong, which then opens it up for other people to then take advantage of what it is that you're missing out on.
First of all,
what What?
First, second, and third. Women only talk like that when they're being taken care of, right? Maybe if more men was had a probably education, had a good job, or just a job. Remember, good man it just mean good man. It doesn't mean rich man. It is a good man who's going to take care of his household and pay the bills and stuff. See, maybe we would be having the same conversation, right? Just be glad you caught a good stray, right? You don't call a good stray dog. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how she made him sound. Like I didn't make him sound like a stray dog. She did. He never had this. He never had a meal. No woman never asked him to eat.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Aaron, she said, I didn't say this. She said this. But only women
Didn't she say we
like
can learn
this,
a lot from them? We can learn a lot from their community.
right? But that's what you should be telling the men, because she wouldn't be talking like that if she wasn't being taken care of.
Right. I
Let
have a
me
question.
ask MD.
I
Okay,
have a
go ahead.
question. This guy whose face is on the screen, is his wife black?
Yeah.
So he threw her a backhanded compliment.
Call to a unicorn. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, also about her head being big.
Oh.
I believe, and this is just my opinion, I believe that this dude is not supporting his wife in that manner. Honestly, I believe that this man might be verbally or emotionally tearing her down with these backhanded compliments. They're supposed to be compliments, sugar, like you said, the jokes, but the joke is on you.
Oh, and by the way, she's sitting right next to him as he's
right, because I don't know a black woman alive that's not going to interject and say something and voice her opinion. And if this woman is sitting right by him and not saying anything, that means he's torn her down and gotten her to where he wants her to be, that unicorn for him in his mind. Because why call your woman? You say your woman got a big head. Like, you should love everything about your wife. There should be no backhanded compliments or no backhanded this and no slick talk out your mouth. Anytime I see a man saying something about their wife that's unappealing or not cute, you shouldn't be you know how they say the dozens, we playing the dozens, like you play with your homeboys when you're young. You shouldn't be playing the dozens with your wife. You shouldn't be bagging on your wife. Your wife should be your queen. You should be uplifting your wife. Nobody should be able to, including you, to say anything backhanded about your wife. Your wife is the good thing that God blessed you with, that you should be pulling out treasures every day. You should have looked at that woman and said, with her beautiful eyes, or with her beautiful crown, you said with her big head, and she's the last unicorn, or she's a unicorn. He ain't fooling me. I see that dude, Tarico, that I was engaged to. I see him when I see that man.
Right, and it's like a slight mental abuse that it comes off as a joke, but it hurts your feelings at the same time.
Right.
MD Rebel, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You date interracially, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So if you had a wife, so say if you married a woman, say if this was your wife right here, sitting here, and you were sitting next to her, and she did both of these videos, and we're saying these things about you, kind of revealing how your family structure were, how would you feel?
If she was doing it, well, first of all, I'll have to look at if it was true or false. That would be my response first.
You don't think what?
I said, if she was talking about me.
What's the problem, Knight?
Well, if she was talking about me, I mean, it depends if it's true or false.
But she's talking about, she said black women in whole.
But
right?
Genesis said if she was my woman.
Right, if she was your woman.
She wouldn't be saying that.
No, she said if that was your girlfriend, right?
If that was my girlfriend,
now, if it was true, that would be singular. You want to know if it's true, as in sing. But she's talking about black people and culture in a whole.
Right. So if she,
is it true that none of us never fed a black man and we don't have no schedule and we have to learn from her?
No, when I was okay. If that was my woman and I heard what she said, say I was at work somewhere and I heard that, right? I wasn't there. If I heard her say it,
No. Be at work somewhere. No.
Okay, if I was there.
Because Anton Daniels is watching this and his wife is sitting directly right next to him.
Okay, she said that.
So she's saying this. Okay. Anton Daniels is agreeing with her, right? And he's married, right? Okay. Now, let's put yourself in your shoe because she's talking about her husband and what his family structure is, and that she went to America for 2 years before she married him, and she got to learn a lot about America and how jacked up it was, and got to see his family. So she's just basically snitching on his whole family. So I'm surprised his family said nothing.
Besides the family, she spoke upon the culture, right?
The whole culture,
right? How do you go from the whole culture? They don't know how to have food time, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you know how we speak to our kids. I'm like, I can say if it's you.
So I can see what the problem is.
You're sitting right there, and you heard her saying these things. Okay. Both live casts. Okay. What would you do? Because we don't know if he's not sitting there and just letting her do this. Because apparently, if he's able to sit there and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he ain't working or works from home because he needs breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because a man that's working gets breakfast and lunch from his job, or he might get breakfast. I don't know, but let's go.
Okay. So, first when I listened to her talk, now I got some understanding. She's talking about her experiences, right? Now I ain't gonna give her no pass, right? I'm just gonna say from what I see. She's talking about her personal experiences by being in Black culture, and she's talking about dude's specific family, right? So in the culture, we have a tendency to say that we're all the same. Black people, like Black men, are the same. Black women are the same. So if we're looking at a foreigner who has never grown up in the culture, and she has that type of understanding of how we talk about amongst each other, we say brother, we say sister. I can see how a person can misconstrue that and believe that all of them are the same based on her experience. I can see that happening.
So she came to save him. She came to save him. Like,
she came to save him.
She came like the white Jesus. Let me help them. Like, I don't understand what you're saying here. I really don't understand. You got me kind of confused here.
Okay. Let me do it like this. Say us as Black people, right? Say we go into a white culture, right? And we hear white people saying that that's my brother and my sister, and we are the same. We do the same things. We enjoy the same stuff. So we experience a relationship with a white person. We may think that all of them are the same based on what they say about themselves. That could happen. Yeah, that could happen.
We all know that when we speak upon them, right, we are not saying the whole entire culture. Even we don't do that. Now I can see if we do it too. I can see if we do it too. Then I can be like, okay, you're right. You know,
I've seen it already. Sure. I'm gonna tell you like this. Right now, I just got done talking to a Black dude and a female. They think that all white people owned slaves back in the day. When they see a white person right now, they'd be like, your ancestors own my ancestors. That is wrong.
I mean, some do think that, but a lot of people know that it's about the white privilege, right? We know because all of them was not rich, right?
Right.
But at some point down the line, for them to be married and for her to have had these conversations, right? I'm quite sure at one of these breakfast and lunch and dinners, as he's explaining his story, right? What made her say every story at any point in time, he didn't say, yeah, well, my mother or whatever wasn't like this, but maybe my grandmother was or my aunt was. Like, how did you let her just bring down? Like, these are married people, right? If she's speaking in general, I could say, yeah, you're 100. You could be right because that does happen, but you're married. This is your husband. It was so. Yeah, I have plenty of conversations for her not to say it's the whole Black culture.
I disagree with that. The whole Black culture part. Yeah, I definitely disagree.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If she's speaking upon him, because if this is not a married couple, and so all he spoke was bad about us, and this is how we. That's why I say I don't know what he's been telling her to make her think that it's okay.
So sure, right? That's what I was saying. That we have to talk to the man. We have to figure out what exactly did he say to her, because she's probably just going off. What if he did say that to her? What if he said this?
I feel all Black people say like it to her. I said it's secondhand information. He told her that mess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He probably told her that.
But even if he did, what would make her think that that's the green light for her to say, well, this is why you can't keep them in. You need to learn from me. No, your husband needs to learn from you.
Exactly.
How dare you think that we all got to take your classes?
Thank you, Sugar.
Right. I can understand that. Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah.
You know, I could say she even would have left it on, like, even if she would have left it on black women, even though I still don't like it. But when you talk about the whole culture, now we have a problem. Because now you're not just talking about, now you're talking about all of us. Like, we was raised as we all savages and shit, and all we do is yell and scream, and we don't listen to one another. We don't, and that way she said, the way they talk to their kids, who is they? Like, how many places did go back? How many places did you go? Did you hear them speaking to their kid? How many households was you in? And you was in everybody's household?
That's what I want to know.
Right. You're right. Yeah. She probably going based on her own experiences, based on what her husband told her.
But then she said she came to America for 2 years.
It doesn't matter if they're young. It doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life.
That sounds like something
They
that black man
choice, but I don't believe them.
She ain't a manosphere.
That was a snippet.
That sounds like the black man that she got told
Because
her.
all
Yeah, he told her
coming
that.
through just being
He's a red
nurturing
pillar.
by
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, she's
Because
going
girl,
back to the first
what you
interview.
talking about? That's the reason why. I'm pretty sure that clear woman. Is she in Germany? Or she out
but
here?
she Germany, but I think I believe she sounds Hispanic to me, right? But we'll carry on.
Way to their children that had me in complete shock too. And I heard them speak a certain way to their children an average American man would have to deal with coming from the woman of the household. I mean, these women, and I've seen a lot of messed up things in black households, white households, and I very soon came to the conclusion, coming from a traditional household, that there is something seriously wrong that's going on in those households in America. And I was flabbergasted at the amount of disrespect an average American man would have to deal with coming from the woman of the household. I mean, these women, not only that they were disrespectful, they were lazy too. And I heard them speak.
How many households was she in?
That had me.
I guess she must be air or.
I mean,
you know what?
She was with the black people, the white people, all the people. Like she went house to house or something.
Some different nationalities.
First she said black man, then the black women blew her behind up. So now she want to change to America. Well, I haven't even been.
All Americans are lazy. All American women are lazy and disrespectful.
No, she had to change it. But I'm glad she did change it because I haven't even been in that many households, right? So how many households did you go? You just picked every race and say, let me go into every American race now. Even though you want to clean it up. Well, how many households was you in that you seen that they were lazy? Like how long would you sit? Like, when I go to people's house or whatever, if I walk in, they could have just been having a bad day. That doesn't make them lazy, right?
Exactly.
So unless you was there all the time and seen, was you a extended guest at all these people's house that you?
No, she was air. She was air, or she was an insect.
She's a fly on the wall.
Everywhere, yeah, she was a fly on the wall. That's what she is.
That she was able to sit up there.
Yeah,
and say and they this and the way they talk to their kids.
It's a mess, and part of it is that when you give people the freedom to choose for themselves, often at times they're choosing wrong. I think we celebrate in single mother households. It's always a congratulations. We never hold anybody accountable anymore. It's important to stay on code. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, and so it's all just basically showcasing and highlighting what's wrong, which then opens it up for other people to then take advantage of what it is that you're missing out on. And it's a lot of guys, especially black men in particular, that want to be married. They just don't like what it is that they're looking at. And so they decide that they want to take their options. You know what I'm saying? They want to take their options and they want to go.
I remember this one situation where this woman called her teenage son bitch, and I couldn't believe my ears. Even if that was supposed to be a joke in that moment, that word is doing something to that child.
True.
How is it going to grow up thinking it's okay that a woman is calling that boy bitch? I mean, let's be real. But enough said, let's dive into a few comments of a couple of women under my video who have a lot of love for me. You know,
we don't need to get into
First of all, whatever, Anton. First of all,
I don't see anything that I disagree with.
First of all, you full of shit. He full of shit. She full of shit.
Thank you, sugar.
First of all, a majority of black women or whatever, we have okay, but there's a lot of Caucasian women, being that she's just using everybody's house. They let their kids do whatever they want. So what do you mean?
Right.
They get kicked on, spit on, and I'm leaving.
Shut up, Mom.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all can't generalize. Y'all can't generalize.
Mom.
I didn't say all. I said
can't
a lot.
generalize, but she can. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
She can't generalize either. Don't even do that.
Wait a minute. No.
DJ don't even do that.
No,
I said before she can't generalize either.
No, because at first you were taking up for her because you said that it might be.
I'm not taking up for her. Hell no.
I know, because at first you did. You said, well, I think it might be a thing that black women just don't like interracial relationships. Now,
and wait. Hold on. Let me explain myself then. At first, when I first heard it, I thought it was a black woman talking first, because you had that screen right there, right? And then I thought it was another person talking when I actually seen that woman there. I thought it was two different people until you told me it was the same person. I'm not taking
no,
up
but she the one set it off. First of all, I said a lot of Caucasian women. I didn't say all, right? I didn't say all, right? Them the ones if you can't look at pets wrong, they be ready to get you arrested, right? The kids get to do what they but it's not a but what I was saying is not a negative thing. I was basically saying where she's incorrect by generalizing, saying that she's remember she said Caucasian. Oh, so I'm like, she's definitely incorrect on the Caucasian people. So I'm not saying that some don't call their kids names, but the majority. So unless you're talking about the black folks, and a lot of our kids don't play with us.
Okay, let me say this.
Go ahead.
They show don't, sugar. They show don't. They know
we don't now. Do some parents call their kids names? Heck yeah.
I think the problem is this. I think we got to grow beyond the traditional way, dude. I think because the traditional way is what black people got from that white family on that plantation. Dude. That's how they learned that shit, dude. The traditional way. They learned it from them. So I think what's going on right now in the culture as we evolve, black women, a lot of them, and not saying all, and I'm not generalizing, they treat their men like children, like they cater to them like a child. A lot of the time, and this is why the black man is so weak. He don't want to go out here and fight the world in order to change shit for the whole community and for his family, because he want to hide behind that black woman and get fed like a child. He want his clothes folded up like a child. He want a woman to pick up after him like a child. He want a woman to be like, oh, baby, it's going to be okay, like a child. I should not do it. If you're looking at a strong black male, you should see no way he's being treated as similar to the way he was when he was 10 years old. At some point, the black woman needs to teach that black man, this is how you wash your dishes. This is how if you don't know how to clean up after yourself, I'm going to teach you. If you don't know how to wash your own clothes, I'm going to teach you. If you don't know how to pour in yourself and give your own self peace, you're looking for me to do that shit every goddamn time? Hell no. I'm going to teach you how to give your own self peace, so you won't be putting all these goddamn burdens and all these expectations on me every goddamn day.
More.
So what happens is with that black woman, she forgets about herself. She can't even take care of herself or do nothing for herself because her whole life is being spent on taking care of a grown ass man, dude, and children. Yeah, That stuff got to change. The black
It's
male,
some
when I
background
listen to
noise,
black
Sugar
males
Love, on
talk,
your thing.
when I hear the black males talk, man, they
It's
are
some background
complaining.
noise, Sugar Love. Is there like
I
a
would
phone?
say some black men are too prideful to learn from women that are willing to teach them those kind of things.
It's echoing, Sugar Love, on your thing. Mute real quick. Go ahead, Lakeisha.
I said a lot of black men are too prideful to learn from black women that are trying to teach them those very things. They saying that we should take the time out to teach men. I've tried to do it, and a lot of them are very prideful. There are some that will do it and follow suit, but then there are some that just want to be you. They want you to be their mothers.
Yes, that's just
My
crazy.
ex Enoch was like that. He made sure that I was taken care of, but I understood the assignment. I understood that I had to be all those things for him. Now, on the other hand, like I said, when I got with that other guy and I was in my soft girl era, that was because I put in those 30 years with Enoch.
I was on mute, guys. It was not coming from me. I was on mute.
Okay. So
no, it was coming from you at first because I think
I was on mute.
Testing. Is that me?
Yeah, I was on mute the whole time. I got a phone call, so was on mute.
Okay, it was something really loud. Okay.
Okay,
yeah, it wasn't me.
like I said, I had two different experiences. One where I chose to cater to this man and pour into him all this time. The other one was the man told me, I don't need you for none of those things. I want you to be my companion. Excuse me. And so I was able to have different dynamics with two different men that loved me both the same, or maybe more than the other, but either way I experienced two separate dynamics for men. But the other guys after and in between, they didn't want to learn. They wanted to stay like they were, and a lot of men are like them, sad to say.
So let me show this real quick. I'm gonna show this too because I have been having an issue with this Myron character for a long time, and I want to talk about this because, and I mentioned it when I did one of my lives, one of my like single lives. But okay, so Myron is from Sudan. I think it's called the Sudan, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a mostly Muslim state, and then his co-host, so I guess it's Fresh and Fit, right? So you have a dark-skinned man and you have a light-skinned, a dark-skinned black man, and you have a light-skinned Arab / black. I don't know exactly if he's considered black or not.
No.
So they like to bring black women up, and then when they protest against what he's saying, then it's the black woman is loud, she's this, she's that. You know what I'm saying? So
top of that, an average looking girl has more pull than top tier guys.
Yep.
If you take an average girl's Instagram, she's gonna have way more DMs, way more opportunities, way more situations set up for her than even a top tier guy. Like, that's not even a question. Women have way more options than men do.
But why is that the woman's fault for y'all being thirsty?
I'm not saying that's her fault.
But you're like, it's very like, oh, well, they're getting all these, but the men are giving us the opportunities.
The argument I'm simply making is that women the argument I'm simply making is that women have more opportunities and live an easier life than men do. And that's one component. I'm not angry about it. I'm just stating a fact.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, men created the plot. Like, I'm just saying, like, if y'all literally created everything, because I mean, I've watched your podcast before and we talk about like
they have created everything. Yeah,
y'all created everything, including this privilege that you now get mad at us for.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just stating it.
Okay. Well, I mean, however you feel.
The fact does not make you angry about the fact. I'm just acknowledging it.
Of course, it's king.
I mean, but it's like, I guess for me and stuff, it's just kind of confusing to hear like it just be like badgered to us like, hey, like, it's bad on you if you take advantage of this and you're a gold digger and all this negative connotations, right?
No, we never.
Okay, but so you don't feel, so is there anything wrong with being a gold digger?
We never said that.
But I'm asking you, is there anything wrong with being a gold digger? Okay, but now I'm asking you, is there anything wrong with being a gold digger?
We encourage women to be gold diggers.
Oh, okay, all right then. Okay, then yeah, we move on.
See, here's the problem. See, this is a perfect example of like us stating uncomfortable realities about female nature. Mm-hmm. She internalizes it and immediately says, "Oh, y'all are just hating whatever." We're bashing.
I wasn't, but y'all are internalizing me by saying that I'm internalizing it. I'm just trying to understand where you guys are coming from, right? Because the way that you're saying it is not in a positive tone, like, oh my gosh, women are gold diggers. But you're not saying it in a positive manner.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Tone does matter. It does matter. Because come on now, you know tone matters. Because if I started yelling in here, you would tell me to get out, right? No, but I'm saying if I start yelling in here, y'all gonna tell me to get out.
I'm saying things in a very concise, matter-of-fact manner that you might not like, but that's because it's unflattering to female nature and intersexual dynamics. But it does not discount the fact that I'm telling you the truth of how things are. You might not like the tone or the way that I'm saying it, but I'm saying it in a very matter-of-fact, concise, calm manner.
Okay.
You just don't like it because I'm just telling you what it is.
I actually have no problem with what you're saying. I'm just trying to understand how you feel about the situation. So now that I know
what it is.
but now that I know that you have no problem with women being gold diggers, you're just
nobody said that. How did you interpret?
Because based off of your tone,
she took the tone.
I took your tone as you were being Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say?
Nor do we say,
but you didn't say it in a positive go ahead, girl, be a gold digger.
But we didn't verbally say to go do that. We just said, hey, here's the facts.
Yeah.
Take it as you will.
Then yes, that is true. And
now you can go ahead and get angry about what I'm about to say right now. This is what I mean when I say women lack critical thinking skills. If I say something in a matter-of-fact way that pisses them off or makes them feel a certain way, they immediately come in with some type of interpretation that was not said whatsoever. We never said any of these things that you're claiming, but it made you feel a certain way. So that's what you had to say. But the reality is we never said any of these negative things that we're saying. We just said it in a matter-of-fact way that you don't like, and you're more concerned with the tone versus what we said. This is what I mean when I say women are more concerned with how things are said versus what is said.
I'm just trying to clarify. We're from two different areas.
I feel like
I don't,
So is men.
I'm Jamaican and I grew up.
So is, first of all, I wish men start saying this a fact. Bring me the stats. Bring me the studies, right? You're not going to tell me because you told me this will make it is. At least when I say something, at least I'm going to pull it up, right? Or I would tell you to pull it up. But because I said something. And you know what? It is all about tone. Because now they're roasting his ass out on Clubhouse. He already lost his monetization here. He just lost his Instagram page. He's going downhill because now what have happened and what I see going on, which black men gonna have to learn, right? Stop going against your black woman because at the end of the day, they don't like neither one of us, right? So now he's anti-reparations, right? Call us all type of lazies and how we want this. So now he done got the black man mad, right? So on some of them red pill pages, they all mad now, right? They all mad. The same ones that was boosting him, right? They were yeah. When he was disrespecting us and cursing us out, now he going against Tyreek. They're roasting the ish out of him, right? Now he's anti-black. Every time you go against us black women, we don't have to say nothing because they don't like neither one of us, right? Especially when you speak outside the race, they're going to show their true colors. But as they're talking about us because it fills your ego, right? For certain men are good, right? I'm not talking about the ones that are good, right? Because the men that are good ain't even watching this bull crap anyway. They minding their business, doing their own thing, right? I'm talking about the ones who sits on watch, who pays good money to hear people inflate their ego all the time. Talk about them, right?
And one point I want to also make is that, okay, Myron is from the Sudan. His co-host is from the Caribbean, right? Two different cultures compared to American women. So they're bringing their aesthetic, because even though he says he was raised in America, he was raised by two Sudanese parents that were immigrants to America. So his whole aesthetic and how he sees things is going to be shaped by who he was raised by, right? And what happens is he comes into the space looking like a person of color because he looked like a light-skinned Arab kind of black guy. And he gets to just talk shit to black women, kick them out, talk mess, Look at this poor girl over here with this hat on is looking like she is like, what the?
She looks disturbed. She looked like she really wants to say something. I don't know if she gonna say it.
Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? And
right, like you full of S.
Right, he's constantly like just also always singling out the black woman, and I don't know whether his mom looks like black women and he hates her. I don't know what's going on, but
the problem is that because of some of these red pillars or whatever, they made it okay, right? They made it profitable, right? That's how they make their money, off the backs of us, right? So being that he's talking about us, it feels good to them, and he profits off it, because he shouldn't even be thinking about us anyway, right? He talking about his own women. He don't even deal with us anyway.
Right, go to the Sudan and get yourself a submissive Sudanese woman.
But ain't no money.
Complaining about how the women are over here,
because there's no money.
Sudan, and get yourself and get an arranged marriage. Get yourself a submissive Sudanese woman. Bring her to America, and then shut up about it already.
No, he's probably hold up. He's probably done did that. The thing is, ain't no money in that, right? Them cash apps come in, the super chats come in, right? The job or the agenda is money in off us black women backs, talking about us all day. There's nothing but content after content after content, because that's how people are even starting their channels, right? That's why as regular black folks, we got to let them be, right? But again, we got to stop supporting it. Stop going on their shows. You know that is what their content is all about. So now, instead of going back and forth with them, you got to sit there and eat all of that because you took your ass over there.
But the thing is this, though. Check it out. Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying, sir. But if we really look at this situation, we look at the Myron doing how he talk, you look at that whole platform, look at a lot of black males out here in the world right now. Or let's just talk about him specifically. At the end of the day, he's still going to need a woman. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he can talk all he wants to. That's what's so insane about the shit. He can talk all he wants to bad about women or whatever. He still ain't never going to be happy with no woman on this planet because of the way his thinking is.
No. You know hold up. He going to get a woman because he got his kind. Right? He's not disrespecting them. He's disrespecting us. They don't consider themselves as regular women. They consider themselves, so the way he treat them will be totally different.
He don't have a woman, period. I could tell. What he has is somebody he can have sex with.
No, that's not his women though. But when he's ready, that's not his women though. The minute he's ready to get the woman that he wants, it would be his women. And
listen. Even if he went over there to Sudan, right? He know he can go over there, but he don't want to go over there. Because if he wanted to go over there, he know where all them submissive women is, right? So he don't even want to go over there. It's easy. He just go to his country. He was raised that way. Go get the woman that with the same like mindset that was raised that way like you are, and that shit is over with. He gonna have who he want, but he can't even do that. That's why he talk like that.
But no, there's no money. I gotta realize this is a whole sector, right? This is a whole entire.
No, I think he believed like that for real.
No, they don't believe like that for real. It's a sector of the manosphere, and the red pill is a sector. It's an agenda. Right, it's an agenda. That's why they all have the same talking points. Listen to any of them. Same talking points, right? They're not there to hear you out. That's why women save yourself the problem. You thinking that you're going to be the one? No, they have a book. I'm just saying that.
Sure. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Sure? Is that how he really thinks about women? Or is he pretending for money?
If it was women, that's different. But he's referring to black women.
Okay, I'm just saying, period. Whatever he's talking about, whatever his belief system is he faking it or is he doing it for money?
I'm about to show you why he don't have no Sudanese woman. Let me show you this real quick, okay? Right. I'm gonna show you this. Right here we go.
All right, that's enough, DJ. That's enough, DJ.
Sudanese women are at the forefront of the demonstrations. Sudanese women ain't taking that ish either. You know what I'm saying? Right. So here's the thing. So is he really mad because he can't find no refuge in his own land? This is where he comes from, the Sudan. But he comes over here where this is going on in his home country, and he gets a podcast called Fresh and Fit and talks mess. Go home and help out the people in the Sudan. Right. And get yourself a woman that's going through all of this and save her. Why are you over here with a bunch of white bimbos and then some black women that got some sense, and every time they speak sense, and the white ones that are like 15 and 16, 18, whatever time, little small age they are, ain't saying nothing. But when a black woman speak up, she gets Frank Castle and all this other crazy. Let's watch it.
I don't want you to get a violation for that. So that's what I'm telling you. You ain't got to play too much of that. Yeah.
We can't hear it. We need the volume.
Oh, hold on. Y'all hear?
No. Take the mute off. Maybe you had it on mute. I'm trying to understand if men and women aren't supposed to do anything for each other besides share instructions on particular life skill. What's the point?
There's gold. So like we're not gold diggers, like, oh, I'm looking just for gold, but like if there is love, you put love out there, we're gonna get gold no matter what. Like,
but you're missing the point. You won't love the guy unless he provides some value, which a lot of times is
if you provide him love, he's gonna give you gold. Like, that's how it is.
Yeah, but you have.
You hear what they saying behind that?
That is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
You can provide a man love and he'll still cheat on you, girl.
Yeah. 100%.
I believe in unconditional love above and beyond. I believe in unconditional love.
There's no such thing as unconditional love.
What do you mean?
You believe in unconditional love?
Yes.
Really?
I love everybody.
But unconditional love is a choice.
Really?
Yes.
What's love got to do with current man could cheat on you?
My current man doesn't cheat on me because we're in a poly relationship.
Yeah. I mean, he does. Hold on, I'll give you an example here. Let's say he hypothetically.
I've seen this one before.
Cheated on you, beat you, made fun of you in front of your friends, embarrassed you. You would still stay?
No, I wouldn't stay, but I would still love him.
Wait, first of all, that's not love in general. Yeah, okay, hold on a second.
Okay,
why would you love
that's
someone?
not what he's saying. Isn't love.
Unconditional love. What does that mean?
Unconditional love is I can love somebody and know that I'm not the best for them and they're not the best for me and still love them.
See,
I could love somebody who is ruining their own life in like a completely bad way. I could still love them. Like I love literally each and every one of you.
For them, unconditional love means, for example, you want a child. You're a child, you'll always love forever.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. That's we're talking about beliefs right now and not facts, which is going to get hairy because everybody believes something else. So I personally believe in unconditional love. Like the love I have for you, all of that is unconditional. It doesn't matter if each and every one of you say something bad to me. I don't wish a bad bone in your body.
What is the word unconditional love? What does that mean?
What does that mean? But
dictionary wise, Webster.
We would have to look it up.
Okay. But do you know?
Love, not like off the top of my head. Y'all done gave me like 3 cups of tequila. I can't just tell you what unconditional love means.
It basically means, in a nutshell, love, no matter what happens,
with no
under
limits.
no limits, which means the result of your partner doing action will not waver your love for that person. So that's
unconditional love does not mean unconditional commitment.
Amen.
See,
I'm not committing to you. I'm not. I'm just asking. I'm sorry. I'm answering your question. Okay. I just personally believe I can love. Yes.
So we're going off the definition, though.
Okay.
You said facts only, so I'm doing that.
No, I was just telling you that we were talking about beliefs and not facts, and that's how things can get hairy.
So we change it to facts only now.
Okay, if you want to change it to facts, what's up?
Are you not trying to say that like you can't love someone unless like they do everything good? Like y'all haven't like ever unconditionally loved something, like let's say you have a dog. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he can shit on the carpet, he can rip up your new slippers. You know, you're still gonna love your dog.
Yes.
Even when people have problems with their parents, like
Yeah, until he
you
attacks your kid, then you're gonna kill his ass.
I'm
No.
not.
Well,
I would rather
they're
give him
gonna
away
do
than
that.
like I'm
Give it
still gonna
away.
love my when you
Look, man.
if we're talking about dogs, when you buy when you raise a dog and you buy it from a puppy,
You're also a man, so you can't even fathom like what it is to love
Look,
to that extent.
yeah,
You know what I'm
like-
saying? Like,
Look, if anything, here's the thing, and this is gonna be maybe offensive to you ladies or whatever. This is what I mean when I say that women can say stupid shit like unconditional love. There's no such thing as unconditional love. Everything is loved under a condition. The closest thing you're gonna get to unconditional love is maybe a dog or a child. But if they piss you off to a degree, that love has its limit, right? Like there's always conditions to everything. Every agreement in life, every relationship in life, every love in life, it's always conditional to some degree. Maybe some conditions might be less than others, but regardless, everything is conditional to a degree. There's no.
Okay, is there a such thing as unconditional love?
Yeah.
Yes.
Explain.
That dude right there is like damaging his brain. Because
I would explain. Unconditional love is looking beyond someone's faults and seeing their needs and loving them through everything. Unconditional love is making sure that that person's needs are met. Besides looking beyond yourself and what you want for them. It's not about what you want for them, it's what you know that they need. Their love language. You cater to their love language. Love is an act.
I was gonna say something even deeper.
Go ahead.
Now, earlier in this year, I think I expressed unconditional love, right?
Right.
I had a woman in my house that believed that she was Aaliyah's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I cared for her enough to bring her into my house and allowed her the time to get herself together, right? And to be able to go off on her own. That to me shows love, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you get to treat me any kind of way and I just continue to open my house. I still have love for her and I still love her, you know, as a person, but it's when time was up and we both knew when that time was, she moved on. I still care about her and I still worry about her well-being and I still have love for her. You know what I'm saying? And that's what unconditional love is. It's like, you know.
Also, God is love. That's agape love. That is the purest love of all. Okay. So the love that you just said that you displayed, that was agape love, Genesis. The love that I'm talking about, that's agape love, because we're not just thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about that person's well-being, regardless of if we believe what they're telling us or not. We're giving them a roof over their head to get on their feet. We're making sure that they eat. We're doing the things that Jesus said in the Bible, and God said, if you do for these people, you're doing for me. That is unconditional love. That is what is considered agape. Agape is unconditional.
Well, I believe, first of all, before we even get into do you love or do you love, first of all, love is an action word, right? So
right.
We're not even supposed, even God said, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? So even he said, you have, but even if you love me, you have to do these things, right? So we say that word. I mean, I believe we confuse love because love doesn't hurt. Love don't do certain things to you, right? So if certain things are being done to you, that is not love, right? Love, I mean, you're gonna go through stuff. You're gonna go through things. Yes, we are, but it doesn't boast, right? It doesn't hurt. Right, we got to do a whole different show on really love
itself, right?
It's an action.
We need to start writing this stuff down, Sugar Love of the show. We didn't find about 5 different subjects.
Can I give y'all a different perspective?
Yes.
On unconditional love?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because y'all women, and let me explain to you. So people have different definition of what love is based on themselves, right? I can ask you what love is. I can ask Sugar what love is. I can ask Genesis. I can ask Lakeisha what Lakeisha, right?
Yes.
Okay. I can ask her what love is. They're all gonna vary, right? Depending on the individual. So I'm gonna bring this to the table the way I was taught and the way I feel. Love is the most powerful healing energy in the world. Love heals.
Correct.
Right? So when I love somebody, I'm giving them something that can heal them. Something that I have that can actually heal them. Now it's up to them if they want to take the medicine. Right. But so when we talk about unconditional love, I'm always gonna have the medicine ready for you.
Well,
I'm always gonna have that medicine ready. If you want to take it, I can heal that for you, possibly.
I
Once you
think
come,
before,
Right. So if you heal somebody and you say, I need to.
yeah, but you have to go through some steps before you even get there, right? Before that's
Break it down, sugar.
right. You that's good and that's beautiful, right? But we got to go through some steps before we even get to me healing you or whatever, right? Again, in the beginning, I have to know. Okay, love, like I said, it's an action word, right? Just like the same thing, like love. When you ask somebody, hey, they say I love you, and then you go, I love you too. And then the person like, why do you love me, right? This is a lot of time when we get confused because it goes from it doesn't become nothing about the person. It becomes for everything you do for them. Well, I love you because you take care of me, right? Or because you love me, or I love the way you cook. Like, but them are services, right? Now, if you remove the services, why do you love me? Right?
That's
If
the
them
unconditional part.
services, no, right. So, but a lot of people haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
Well, the people. What I'm saying
They
is,
haven't got because if again, ask anybody, why do you love me? They're gonna give you all of your services.
not
So
necessarily.
that with that, okay, I didn't. Majority of people, when you ask them, what do you love about me? It's always about what you do, right?
That's condition. That's a condition love.
Right.
Based on what you can give.
No. It's not.
Actually, that sounds like you agreeing with mine.
It's not condition or non-condition. What I'm saying is that a lot of us use that word and we have no understanding. Usually when you ask somebody, they don't even understand that they're saying it, right?
No,
But
they
when
don't.
you usually ask people, why do you love me? They give you a list of the things that you do and how you make them feel. It's never about the person, right? So them things that my thing, if them number one, anybody can do them services, right? So why do you love me? Like about cook, okay. So what if the lady down there could just cook better, right? It's never like it's never well because you're a God-fearing person. I love you, and they find things about you, right?
Character, your
Right.
inner
So usually, even if you got a woman right now, right? Oh, try it if you think I'm joking. If you get with a woman and next y'all start saying that y'all love each other, the minute you ask her why you love me, it's all going to be containing your services. And what
Here's the deal. So hold on. Here's the deal. So Myron is saying that makes love conditional. Let's hear what he has to say because what you're okay. So here we go.
To some degree, maybe some conditions might be less than others, but regardless, everything is conditional to a degree. There's no such thing as unconditional love. That's a lie.
Can I ask you a
BS.
question then?
Doesn't exist.
Can I ask you a question then?
Yeah.
So have you ever broken up with somebody and just immediately got over that person? Like you were deeply in love with this person and you just immediately got over them?
Yes.
That's
Well, you weren't in love with them.
You weren't in love with them, then you didn't love them. You just tolerated them.
Because as a man, right? I would argue, if anything, men love women harder than women love men. Women, hold on. Let me tell you why.
I'm not going to disagree with
Let me
that.
tell you why. Because
I think
here's
it's
the difference between men and women. Women love men opportunistically for what men can provide for them. You don't even give a guy a chance unless he meets a bunch of requirements for you.
False for me. I'm sorry. I met my man when he was completely broke, and everything we have ever gotten together, we have earned ourselves. We have raised up.
Yeah, you might be on some weirdo type, but most women, look, it's not conventional. It's not common. It's not common.
I mean, but it is very common. And honestly, in the Black community too, like
she's Polish. You're telling me she's Polish. As a Jamaican,
yeah,
the average American person moves like that. Yo, she's poly.
Be honest.
No,
Like,
no, she's
I
poly.
feel like
You don't live in America.
Bro, she's poly.
I feel like honestly, like
I
this.
feel like
Okay. What do you
gotcha,
think?
right?
We don't care
I
about what you feel
think-
like. What do you think?
I think that sometimes the facts are out of touch with what's actually going on, because there's a lot of women who will be stupid, will be retarded behind a man. I mean, sorry, dumb behind a man.
Yeah, but you're missing the point. What did the man be where the woman is willing to be stupid for that man?
Sometimes it's just
Open.
dick.
He was open.
Sometimes it's just dick. Sometimes
Okay,
it's
look,
just
look,
addiction.
it's not just dick, because again, this is what I mean
But
when I say.
sometimes it is,
Look,
and a lot of the
this is-
times it
this
is.
Hold on. Look, this is what I'm trying to say when I say like.
I
women
agree with
really
her.
don't
Sometimes it's
understand
just
how
eggplant.
attraction works a lot of times. You're saying it's just dick. What did the guy have to do?
But that's not the dick is not love though, so I don't know what.
No, but no, it's not love. But she's trying to see. He's trying to minimize what she's saying, and she did have a good point right there. It ain't even about what the man may be doing. It just may be the intimacy that he's giving her and the feelings that she's feeling from that. And she may be getting energy from that, and she could feel good about herself or whatever she's doing, and go on and use that energy to acclimate and to do what she handle her business. She's, and that may be in her mind that may be love to her. I'm not talking about other people, but what she's saying, or to other women, that may be a consideration of love to them. To them, not to me, not to you, not to anybody else. But he keeps trying to minimize everything they say, like the other guy talking about F your feelings. What do you think? Somebody should be able to say what they think about their feelings and about what they think with their brain.
Right, they're trying to take the woman out of her her feelings. It's like
right,
and a woman naturally going to be in their feelings.
Logical. So a woman is always first probably going to think more emotional. That doesn't make it wrong, and the man is going to make based on his logic. That doesn't make it wrong, depending on what is going to come out their mouth next.
Yeah, say that women are thinkers. I mean, women are thinkers and feelers, and men are thinkers.
Well, they say that, but that's a double-edged sword, because the minute that you're not, then you're masculine, right?
Exactly.
So that's a double-edged sword. So if we're not feeling orientated first, then you're masculine. So you
because when we start using our brain,
can't
that's
win.
Of being masculine. You masculine.
Right.
You just want to be the man.
You can't win, right? You can't win.
MD, what you gonna say, MD? Go ahead.
Oh no, what I was gonna say is this: is that it's hard to listen to that dude talk, or any man who doesn't have any balance. Because you have to have balance with the feminine and the masculine to be a man.
You.
See, people look at the dude because he looked like a man, like physically, but his brain is a 12-year-old. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen how he talk. Just because you're a certain age don't make you a man. What makes you a man is when you have that balance.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So he don't have any balance. Because you can tell you don't have any balance because the woman is actually telling him how she feels.
Right.
She says women are emotional, but he won't even let her feel. Right? So that is a man problem in itself right there. You know what I'm saying? So do right there and stuff like that, man. Every time a woman disagrees, every time a woman expresses herself, see, if you're in tune with your feminine and your masculine as a male, you're going to allow that woman to be able to talk and express herself and understand why she feels that way. And then what you're probably going to do is, in order for you to care about that person, you have to understand what is it about you that she needs you to care about her for. Like, you know what I mean? She's going to tell you. But if you never validate that, because I'm giving an example. A man could be like, yo, I love you because I go here and I work every day and all that time. And the woman be like, well, that's not love to me. Love is when you cuddle with me at night.
Yes, thank you. That's what I'm talking about, the love languages. That's what I'm talking about, the love languages. You know what I'm saying? Because if he knows her love language, he can speak her love language, just like you just said. That is called a love language that you're speaking upon.
Right.
And now people have written books about that, because people that God has given the foresight to write these books is to help individuals to understand what their partner and themselves love language is, so they can communicate and have better relationship and better lives. That's why people write these type of books. So even us individually sometimes don't know what our own love language is. We may know what we like, But to have someone actually write a book and you read the book and you say, yeah, that's me. That's my love language. Then you can be able to express that to someone else. And then you can even say, hey, here's a book that I read that will help you understand what your love language is so that we can have better communication in our relationship. And then you can just, it could becomes a movement, just like with my stuff. I love myself. I can overflow in love and pour love into other people. If I don't love myself, how can I know how to love someone else? I learned my love from God, having my relationship from God. So it just goes on. It's a movement. Every time we learn something productive that we should do within ourselves and in relationships, we are to share it. And when we don't share positive things like that, then this is where these red pills and these dark circles come into play, diminishing the relationships and the very thing that God created sacred for man and woman to be one.
Ashe. Welcome to the panel, Harlem Nights. What do you have to say about the subject?
What's up, my brother?
First and foremost, I want to say, hey, Sugar Love. You know, I've
Hey,
been a
baby.
subscriber of yours for
Forever,
years.
yes.
For years. I'm old school, but yet new to many.
Welcome to the panel.
And I want to say, thank you, panel. And I don't know everybody up on the panel, but I want to say I appreciate you guys in advance. And secondly, I want to say I don't like Myron. I don't think I don't like him, period. Like, just no hating, but I just don't like the way he comes across. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Right? It's not
Exactly.
right. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Right? So I said
And
that to say this. You know, I said it already in the chat. You know, my mother's in her 80s, so I think a little bit old school. You know what I mean? My mind is really old school, and I'm trying to get with the times. But, you know, where I was going with it, you know, in reference to Myron, everything that he says to me gets deployed. It doesn't. I don't honor that, like, nothing. But I have my own views, and I have my own ways that I think. You know, I did, as a man, I think on my own, and I stand on my own 2 feet. I don't listen to other men and follow their direction. I mean, I might take some, but I won't eat everything. Like my mother used to say, just eat the meat, throw away the bone. You know what I mean? Like,
amen.
so
Yes.
right. You know, you don't have to eat the bone marrow. That's when you're going wrong. But anyway, you know, much love to everybody up here. But
Bone marrow is very
it's healthy. It's healthy. So is liver. But you know, yet and still, and I eat that too. But yet and still, this man's ideologies is all twisted up. Like,
But that's the
he
bone
wants
marrow,
full
not the bone.
control of a woman. You know, and not even my mother gave my father full control. You know, she had her
Right.
standards and where she put her foot down with my father. You know what I mean? And he respected that. He was scared of my mother. You know, not like in a sense of
I
like,
know what you
you
mean.
know, right. You know,
He
she said
reverenced
something,
her. Reverenced
right.
her.
Yup. And whatever she said was law in that house. What they talked about in that room, I don't know. But whatever she said was law. And nobody could, you know, stand up to her rules. Not even my dad, you know. So I know the position that I've seen, the position that women can play, and definitely put forth some good in a man, and vice versa. A man can put in some good in a woman. It's a union, you know what I mean? And they don't have that type of union anymore. You know, to where, you know, when my mother would tell me, when you step out of this house, nobody loves you but us. You
Right.
know what I mean? You know, it was certain jewels that was dropped back then that was, you know, and a lot of riddles. You know, they would speak in riddles too, you know, and I kind of caught all of it. I caught all of it, you know. I caught everything. And do I
Praise
expect
God.
women today to react the way that she did, or treat a man the way that she did? No. No. I don't expect that.
He's treating
But
her good compared. I mean, I'm quite sure you watched him because you don't like him. She's treated kind of good there, right? Compared to how they, you know, because they got really, really, really bad after this. But hold on, I got a video coming up. I want you behind there. I definitely need you there.
you
So
talking
I
to me,
want
Sugar Love?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whatever you need from me, I'm more than willing
No,
to do.
right after
Jackie
this
Gaines.
one.
Shout out to Jackie Gaines. Love you, baby.
Yeah, after this one, after this is over, I need you. I gotta, because it's an argument, and I gotta see if I'm gonna win this argument here. But hold it, It's from Harlem, right?
Harlem Nights.
You from Harlem though, right?
Absolutely, yeah, all
All right.
day.
So I need you in this argument. We'll talk about that next. But
Okay.
even who, I think that the problem with love is we wasn't taught it growing up. Not all of us, but
Right.
some of us. We just keep saying the word and we did not put no meaning behind it, right? So that's why even when kids were abused, right? Being that we didn't put no meaning behind it, people just say the word love so quick and you take it as, oh, this person loved me, not knowing no, they don't. That's why it was a lot of abuse. That's why it's a lot of a DV. That's
Right.
why it's a lot of gold diggers, right?
Big
I
sugar.
mean, that go both ways, right? Well, if a man love you, then he'll I'm not saying that is a man's duty. That doesn't make it love, but you can take care of a hooker too, right? You can, that don't mean you love her, right? But we done said so many things instead of saying, no, this is how love's supposed to treat you. This is how love is supposed to act. So then you would know once we get past that, then we go through all the storms,
And
right?
this is how
But
love
we
to
right,
feel.
but we have to say even young, even with our homies or whatever, we use that word too often. And a lot of us really don't mean it because there's no action behind it. You see somebody, oh, you know, I love you, right? But that person may take it as, yo, okay. And then being that you didn't mean it, but we say it so much, that person may think you're his best friend now. And that's how a lot of arguments and hatred start because we keep using that word just out of nowhere. We just keep pulling it out the sky with no meaning behind it. So
I think
I
I
want to
think
say something real quick too. Let's really get into how the black woman is being attacked on so many other levels, and they all say, well, we love the black woman, right? So we have the Myrons, we have all these,
Right.
right?
DJ.
But really get into it, okay? Let's really get into it, okay? So now you have this woman or trans or male or whatever.
oh my God, girl, bye.
Uh,
Matter.
I be mad because I know I ain't getting no money for that day. I gotta go and put out a video or something or whatever real to get so I can get some recognition or something. But I be mad. And I go in there and I do something dumb and stupid and say something crazy or cut somebody out or something. And bam, I'm back on. Back on, baby. All over. Y'all know I ain't reading none of these damn comments. I got comments popping up on all social media sites. And I ain't reading them. And I know y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all. Those that love me, I love y'all more. And those that don't love me, fuck you. Okay? I don't care.
There
Keep
goes that
talking about
love
me.
word.
That's all
Love, love,
and another
love.
thing, this is to all the black African American women. Listen at me and listen at me clearly. If you don't want me coming for you, then just stop fucking coming for me. Okay? And then you want to put it out there. Miss Gunna don't like black women, but that's what she's trying to be. No, it's not. I ain't trying to be no motherfucking black woman. Because I can say some of the baddest things about some black ass women that I know. So hell no, I ain't trying to be no black woman. If that's the case, I want to be a white woman. Because they more smarter. Because y'all act so damn ignorant and act like y'all don't know how to get shit. And y'all just then you want to sit up and want shit given to you all the damn time. But then you want to cry about it. You know, so don't look at me and don't try to be, belittle me because I get on here and I fuss at you motherfuckers because y'all get on here, y'all do it. Ain't no white women on my page disrespecting me, cussing me out and all up in me and my husband business. Hell no, because they know how to mind their damn business.
I
be mad because I know I ain't getting no money for that day. I gotta go and put out a video or something or whatever real to get so I can get some recognition or something. But I be mad.
It started over. First of all, I'm not even gonna comment to Netta. Okay, it's Netta. It's nothing to comment to. Y'all can take that.
I think it's
I want to say something on that if allowed. I'm gonna wait. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
I have nothing.
I have something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
They just came out of the blue. Just I feel like they might be plants, honestly, because they just came out of the blue. I don't know what happened or what their backstory is before they came onto the scene, but I feel like there are a lot of people that are coming for this person. And there are a lot of people, and I'm not going to say black or white, I'm just saying there are a lot of people that will tear people down for just trying to live in whatever truth that they have. And in society, we do not allow people to just kind of try to find themselves from the trauma that they have experienced from their personal lives and from society. And I feel like this is what created Netta. And this is why Netta probably has this mindset. So that's just what I'm going to say about the situation, because I don't know too much about them. I just see bits and pieces. And even when they went to the BET Awards, they were escorted out of the BET Awards. So I'm going to put my mic on, mic down. I'm not going away from the panel, but I'm going to let someone else speak.
I'm going to say this, is that okay? I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're being victimized by people, the black, but let me just say this. For the most part, I would almost guarantee that the majority of people that are watching Ms. Netta and Charles are black women. Okay? So you're getting equal amount of praise, because when it really comes to the transgender community, the biggest supporters of transgenders are black women.
Yes,
Period.
DJ. Yes, I agree.
So it's crazy to me. Now, even though they, if we're gonna whatever the pronoun is, that they, even though they are talking bad about the black woman, they get the majority of their support from, because they know straight black men watching that, or even gay. It's black women. When he got, they asked him onto the aunties panel with China and Carissa and the lady Rick Ross's baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And then they interviewed her or him or they or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, it's hard for me. I'm not really good with the pronoun thing. Them, interview, because it's weird. I can't put my mind around like plurals and stuff like that. That whatever. So what I'm saying is that, like, dude, when you're getting a majority of your support from black women, what the fuck are you doing talking against it? My main thing for bringing this up is because we're getting it from all sides. We got people from overseas talking shit about us. We got Myron, who's from the Sudan, another overseas guy. We got the Caribbean guy that's teaming up with him to talk about us. We got black men talking about us. Now we got the transgender community talking about us. When do we get why is everybody coming against the black woman? That's crazy to me. Mel, thank you.
Because we're the best to ever do it.
Mel,
because we're the best to ever do it, and they could never. That's why they could never. They could never. Every single race that want to take from the melanated black woman, they could never.
Ashe, thank you, Mel, for joining the panel. And I love your background. I see you got some plants in the back. I like it. It looks nice.
Thank you. If I'm allowed to say this, or allowed to say anything at all, I just wanted to say, from the gentleman that was just on that video, see, this is what happens.
No, not a gentleman. We gotta gender it, whatever.
Or whatever. The person that was on the video, this is what happens when, you tell your son, let's learn how to cook, and here's a tambourine at church, and it's certain things that my mother wouldn't allow me to do when I was older. She'd take a tambourine out of my hand, give that to your sister. You know what I mean? That it was certain things, even though a man can play a tambourine, and direct the choir and everything else like that. But it's just, my mother didn't really take a liking to that. My mother really was like, no, we not, you stay out my kitchen. You need something to drink, I'll get it for you. She wasn't into feminizing the men. In other words, let me teach you how to wash clothes. I know how to wash clothes, but she taught me to get a woman that will wash them for me. Don't do all of that type of work, because if you got to do all of that, then what's the union about? You got to go outside and fix the light. You got to answer the door when somebody says, threatening, your family at the door. You got to answer the door, not her. You answer that door. You know, somebody threaten or do something. You see what I'm saying? So there was roles being played in my house.
Right, right.
There was roles, and I digress.
Can I respond to that?
Hold on. I want to have Mel because he came up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a chance. Go ahead,
Hi,
Mel.
Mel. How you doing?
I don't want him to lose his thought. He came up
Welcome
here.
to the panel, Mel.
Welcome.
You're on mute, my brother.
Can't hear you.
I said, I don't.
There
Okay,
we go.
can you
There
hear
we
me
go.
now?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you. Go
said,
ahead.
I don't really have a solid thought right now. I'm just here for the support. I'll jump in a little bit later. I'm just coming in to the conversation.
Okay, go ahead, MD.
Well, I mean, before that, Mel, responded. I think I don't know his name. What's his name? Did you got them talking? Just so I could be respectful on it.
Harlem
Mel.
Nights.
Harlem Nights. Okay. Well, I mean, we gotta look at. We gotta look at evolution of the black male, right? Like, if I'm looking at my grandmother who taught me something, that means she is teaching me something that her grandmother taught her. So we're going back to some teaching that's back in the 1800s and even further, unless there's somebody in the family that can change it in a different direction. I don't think it's feminine. I don't think you feminize a man by telling him he can't take a tambourine or he becomes a transsexual, or however these words are, because they choose to be able to play a tambourine. Sometimes I think right now what's going on in society, the reason why so many black males can't take care of their own children because they were never taught to. See, a lot of times when we kids, because I've seen this happen. Like, you'll see a kid want to go, you see a black boy want to go play with a doll, and immediately they be like, "Oh no, get that doll away from it," and call him all these names. But if you ever told him what the doll is for and able to teach him how, you know what I'm saying, to be able to understand what taking care of a doll is, and he would probably be able to learn how to take care of his own child in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is,
yes, I agree.
What happens is, if you keep doing all these things for the black male, he's going to be codependent on a woman to do it for him for the rest of his life. So he's going to go from relationship to relationship to relationship. And one of the things that I talk to a lot of the older males and everything like that, and one of their deal breakers is, if that woman does not know how to cook or clean, he don't want to be with her. He's going to forget every single thing else that woman is able to do, know how to do good, but that simple life skill of cooking and cleaning, he's like, no, I don't want no woman like, you can't cook. He don't even want to teach her how to cook and clean, right? He don't even have the ability to be like, you know what? I see all these other beautiful things about you. If you don't know how to cook, fine, I'm gonna teach you how to cook because I know how to cook. You know what I mean? So I think as we move forward into the future, most of our ways of how we are in relationships was modeled by that old ancient white man relationship back on that plantation. A lot of it is, unless you break it. If you really look at the dynamic of the black family,
but how did you feel? But hold on, because we're going a little bit far. How did you feel about what Miss Netta had to say?
I feel like this. Each individual on this planet just got their own way of how they think and stuff, right? So I think what saves me from, I just understand people. I'll just ask people what they when we talking about love. I just ask person, what's your definition of love? What's your definition of this? How you feel about this? Because I understand that people take these words and they have their own definition and their own feelings to it. So if like we was talking about earlier about how to love somebody, they're going to tell me how they want to be loved. I'm not going to impose what I think love is on another person. So also, as black women on this panel, I don't think that y'all should always, when somebody says something like this, if somebody says all black women, you should know that they may not be talking about me. So all black women are not the same. So a lot of stuff we shouldn't take offensive. Like you know what I mean? Like all black males ain't the same. So if somebody say like all black men are lazy and trifling, I'm not gonna get offended about that shit. And I probably ain't gonna defend some imaginary person in the world because I know there are some black males out there. That's based on their experience and based on their perspective on what they see in their own life.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Is that something that we say to ourselves, or is that something you should say to the people who's doing all the generalizing? Because that would be one of the reasons why we have to. Because if you're saying all and black woman this and black woman that, if we don't, even though I'm not wasting my time with nobody who wants to be a woman like me, that or whatever, right? But in general, being that they put that stereotype out there, so now we got to go all our way when we meet a man to prove it's not us, being that these people generalize. So it does in the mindset. Now people think they can now talk to black women the way they want to. Like it got to the point that now we can't go to the store. They got something to say, right? So before we even open our mouth, oh man, because it's black women. Oh, I don't want to hear her mouth. We ain't even do nothing, right? So at some point, this really has to stop, right? Now it should be on them to say some women or some black women, right? But when they going, but this is that. Now you're messing up my life.
Okay, so the problem is this, Shug, then this is what it is gonna be then. This is the problem. So that you mean Netta, right? I'm gonna call her Netta. So she's saying that about black women, right? Now, if it's say it's a group of black men like me or Harlem Nights, right? Just hypothetically. Say we go over there and we just shut her shit down, right? We just end that shit. They gonna be tripping on us. They gonna be talking about us, dude. They gonna be like looking at us like, oh, why you did this and why you did that. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So
what type of expectations?
Only like always listen. That kills me. Why
let me finish.
We're the only black women. We're the ones that be fighting for the people that's getting messed up by the cops. We fight for the transgenders because we're the mothers, right? We're the mothers, right?
Right.
So we're fighting for the trans. We're fighting for people getting messed up by the cops. We're fighting for the black man.
I understand that, Genesis.
Everybody want to come against us and say, "Oh, the black woman this and black woman that."
I understand that.
One that be doing the fighting and going off, and be us trying to fight for them.
I understand that. I didn't finish. Let me finish.
Masculine, you're too this, you're too that. And
Genesis,
now
let me
we're starting to come against single mothers. Oh, it's the single mother's fault. Let me finish. Show y'all. Okay, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna show y'all this too coming up.
Yeah. Let me finish. What I'm saying is, when we come as males, a lot of times we come in defense of women or somebody, or just say women going against other black women, right? Saying all that stuff she was saying. It be black women that come and want to fight us now. Now we got to fight black women, right? Now
you understand. You're proving my point. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So the thing is, what I think will solve a lot of it is to be able to understand that regardless of what these people are talking about, they're not speaking about you if it does not fit. My granny used to tell me, if the shoe don't fit, stop trying to put it on, man.
That's true. My mother,
you know what I'm saying?
My mother said black women need more affection. When's the last time you saw two black people in a relationship holding hands?
Right.
When's the last time you saw that? No, let's be honest. When's the last time you saw two black African American people in a heterosexual relationship holding hands? Heterosexual.
Maybe probably like a week ago. I think I seen some youngins.
But is it rare? Is it rare?
Is it rare?
It's more. I see it more so with the young people than the adults. Like he said, it was the young people, and that's what
young people.
I don't see it with them.
I see it.
Mel, do you have anything you want to say to chime in?
Oh my god!
Oh, your mic is up. Muted.
Okay, sorry. I'll keep it open. So my question is, let's say we go back to the textbook, right? And we're talking about the way a man should treat a woman. So let's say your grandfather taught you that. And let's say he learned this from his great-grandfather 100 years ago, whatever. So what happens now, as he develops in his life, he teaches sons, grandsons to really treat a woman right. What if the woman is being taught different things from her aunts and uncles that's contrary to the man trying to love her? So like right now, with all the women that are basically looking for a sugar daddy, they want money in order to have an effective relationship. So now you have Tom come along and he's trying to love her. He wants to date her properly, buy her a ring, but yet her aunts and her aunts and grandmother is telling her to run game. Okay. And let's flip that around the other way. What if the girl is being taught, love a man properly, cook, clean, whatever, but then the guy's being taught something adverse to that basically sets her up for a shipwreck. So because of this theory, everybody is at odds with each other because they don't want to get played. And so a lot of times people think that they love, but in actuality, they're attached to a person. I'll give you an example. I had a relationship before with a girl, and and I'm just being transparent, and I wanted the relationship to end, right? Because I knew I really didn't love her, right? But when she left and we broke apart, I was sick. You would think that would be called love. But was it love or was it attachment? So I think we are confused on the base of love. In fact, if you ask people, everybody in this group, what's your definition of love? Forget about Webster Dictionary. You'd probably get a different slant on the definition. And at large, that's the problem, I think, in the world. A lot of times when you hear people describing love, it's not really love. They're actually explaining what it means to be attached to a person.
Okay.
Because see, love is like the sun. Also, happiness has the same problem as love. People have a hard time. You stop any person. I'm actually going to be in Times Square next week asking people a lot of different questions. You guys can join me if you want to. But if you ask them what is happiness, they're going to give you this definition that might be contrary to what you believe, but yet you think you're
Right.
happy. But
Where you
happiness
gonna
and
be
love,
at on the deuce? I could come bother you.
Yes,
Times
sugar,
Square,
go join them.
Where you gonna be
Times
out on the
Square.
deuce? Where you gonna be out on the deuce?
Let's say by
You know, fly to New York and go join.
by the police station in Times Square. We can meet there. I think it's 42nd. Yeah, in Broadway, something like that. I think.
Now I'm still calling it the old school. I'm calling it the deuce, but I'm sorry.
But
Can
you
I
know
Okay,
what?
respond?
I love
we
it. I
can link
love
up. So
it.
so getting
Hey,
back.
bro, can I respond
So
to you?
I just want to land with this thought.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So in my opinion, love and happiness are both like the sun. They're always existing. They're always there on a bigger scale beyond myself and you. If you think you can go to another country and you say you love people, then obviously love, or you love someone you haven't really met, gotten to know. Love is bigger than just a current situation of a woman that live or a man that live with you in the house, or your mom and dad, your family members. Love, happiness always exists, but then things come along and they block it sometimes. You're feeling happy, something happens in your life, you're going through a divorce, you lose your job, all of a sudden now you're not happy. Well, happiness is still there. It's just that you have to fix the current event that's causing it to be blocked out of your life. And I think love is on a bigger scale, but we're thinking about attachment.
I agree with him. Mel, I totally agree with you. Thank you for your analogy and breaking it down.
Hey, can I respond to him?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, MD.
I just want to respond and say that when we look at love, even with you, right? If someone says, if a woman came to you and asked you that question, how do I love you? You're going to give her what it is. You're going to give her the substance, right? You're going to give her the information. At that point, she won't have to decide. Whatever it is inside her is to give you kind of like what you want in order for you to feel what you want to feel. You're going to explain it to her, right? So it's going to come by individual definition. It's going to become by so she's going to look at you and you're going to say like, I love you, or what can I do to show that I love you? She is going to tell you exactly what that is. If you do something other than that, she's going to say like, that's not love. That's not what I wanted. I want what I asked for. And if you're able to give it to me, then she's going to interpret that specific thing as being love for her. The same thing for you. It's going to be for you, right? So it's going to be per person. You're going to have to ask that question.
That's why I'm talking about the love languages.
Right, you're going to have to ask that
I'm
question.
I'm gonna do a whole show on this. But
yeah, you don't have to ask
we're not on the subject. I mean, we can still talk about love, but I do want to hear about the point where it says Black women are no competition for the German woman that stated that.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true because the black woman is being copycatted. She's
Thank
being
God.
cut.
Let's get
Everybody's
back on
trying
the
to get
subject.
big lips.
Harlem.
Everybody's trying to darken their skin. Everybody's trying to look like the black woman.
Who?
Right?
Name me a person.
Say what?
Name your person. We got all day for this.
Name me
Them doctors in Miami.
You know what?
rich.
I'm gonna let the women handle this one. I'm gonna let the ladies handle that.
Doctors in Miami rich.
Okay. Okay. So wait. Hold on. Let me just say.
Pull
this.
up any picture you want to.
Okay.
That's the boobies, the butts, the plump lips, the injections.
Right.
Look,
There is
let me
a
explain.
woman.
Let me explain.
there-
Let me
The
explain.
booty. The
That's
booty.
not
There's a
black
woman.
women attributes.
Okay.
There is a woman that is a different nationality. She is like from Ukraine or something. This woman then turned her whole body into a black woman. She gets injections.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Can I finish?
Hold on. He
Can I
said
explain what I'm
woman
saying?
turns her
Y'all
skin
just
black.
went off through before I finished.
He said who?
No.
Let me
Who
finish.
don't
said
you
It's
believe?
too many,
Let
sugar
him
love.
It's too many to
You
name.
Let him
stopped me
finish.
before I
Let him
finished.
finish.
You stopped me
Go ahead,
before I
sugar.
finished. You stopped me before I finished. You just stopped me before I finished. Now let me say this. Y'all can go ahead. Y'all are defining the black woman by physicality. I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about soulful. You can't copy the soulful.
Okay, let me debunk that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Oxtails done went up. Chicken gizzards done went up.
Okay.
These used to be the meals that we were laughed at
Thank
for
you,
cooking.
Harlem Nights. Thank you.
These used to be the meals that we were laughed at for cooking. They're on white tables today.
Okay.
White cuisine, they're delicacies now. As to where we used to be able to get oxtails and things like that for on a low. Now, because they're in other cultures, they're delicacies.
Do you really think?
Thank you.
Do you really think that everything that we eat, everything that black people have eaten in their lives, do you think black people are the only ones that ever ate those things?
No, but we make it popular. We make it popular. We've been
Okay,
eating
so
that.
wait, okay, I'll give you that,
Exactly.
right? Okay, so if you're gonna say that, right? If you're gonna say that, then you're gonna tell me that black people or black women don't go into another culture of something that's popular and copy that or utilize that for their own.
We're not saying
But
that.
it doesn't bring the price up. We might do it. We might do it, but it doesn't bring the
You don't
price
think?
up.
Wait, hold on. You don't think the
Right.
price? Wait a minute. You don't think the price of getting your nails done then went up?
That was because of
But
COVID.
what I'm saying is,
You don't think the price of wigs done went up?
You're saying getting your nails done? You're saying that's a white thing, getting your nails
No, I'm
done?
not saying it's a white thing. I'm not saying it's a white thing.
Or
What I'm
black
saying
thing?
is, wait. What I'm saying is this. Let me finish. What I'm saying is we're talking about natural beauty, right? I know women, and you know women that get fake nails. You know women, look at lashes, right?
I
You don't think
just
the
got
prices
new
of lashes
lashes
done
and
went
new
up?
nails.
Huh?
I just went and got my nails done, but
But
I
the price of
What
the
does
wig,
lashes have to do with?
hold on.
Wait,
The
let me
prices
make
of
it
wigs could have went up because of them, because they wear wigs too.
right.
I'm trying to
hold on. If anything, we're not mocking Caucasian women. We're mocking Indian women because they're the ones that supplying the hair. And when black women do use
Exactly.
that hair, we do not put it in a white hairstyle. We put it in our own like individual
Yep.
hairstyle.
Yep.
Also lashes and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That is not a singular, like white people are not the only one that have eyelashes. They were actually called cumbrellas. They were actually used from the prostitutes back in the day, and people just like took that on as a cultural thing.
Break
Like,
it down, DJ.
like let's like not like just like what are we talking about here?
We're talking about this. This is what we're talking about. I'm
Nails,
talking about this. This is what we're
hair.
talking about in
Look,
general.
you know the ancient Egyptians wore wigs. Like, what are we talking about?
And so did the ancient Britons and people. All this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm
Right,
saying. This is all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
You're not making a point, MD, because
I'm trying to. I keep getting interrupted. All I'm saying to you is
All
this.
right.
All I'm saying to you is this. Everybody on this planet, whoever lived on this planet, has borrowed things from another culture, dude. That's all I'm saying. They all done it.
but not to the magnitude of black women and black men.
Say it again.
Not to the magnitude of black women and black men. I'm sorry.
Also,
I'm just showing here like the wigs of the
I would
ancient
like to
Egyptians that were in
add
Africa.
that-
These were the ancient Egyptians, and these are the wigs that they wore. You know what I'm saying? This is wigs are not like something that are only like solely like that come from Europe. You know what I'm saying? This actually was in ancient Egypt and existed before Europe ever existed. So let's like really understand history
Well,
and
the black women should be happy.
Well, my thing was when my mother flipped her wig when she saw Bo Derek. Who remembers Bo Derek?
Yes,
Me,
yes,
My
yes,
mother
yes,
flipped her
yes.
wig. She said,
With them
I've never seen more
cornrows.
of a
Yep.
copycat than
Right.
Bo
And it was
Derek.
called the
Right.
hairstyle to Bo
So you
Derek.
feel
Stop it.
Yep.
whoa. So you think Bo Derek stole her
Yeah,
hairstyle from black people?
Patrice Rushen is
That's
the
a
first
fact,
one we
bruh.
ever seen come out
Crazy
with that
out your mind.
hairstyle.
No.
Yes.
White people, listen. White people, especially Anglo-Saxon white people, Vikings and everything too. They wore their hair in them braids.
Pull up Patrice Rushen album cover and pull up Bo Derek's Bo Derek's picture right there. It's side by side.
Okay.
Patrice Rushen and Bo Derek. That's Patrice. That's Bo Derek. Now pull up Patrice Rushen's album cover.
Okay, Patrice Rushen. Go ahead. I can look it up over here. Patrice.
And then I want to know. Okay, see there.
Okay,
There you go.
Which one? I can't see.
Right there
It's
with
right
the bees,
there.
with the bees hanging down.
The bees. Okay. All right. So
Y'all
so
just
you
gave
think,
me chills.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. So you think who wore it first?
Patrice Rushen.
Patrice Rushen wore it first, right?
Right.
And wait, hold on a second. I'm asking questions, right? I'm learning too now. What I'm saying is,
before Bo Derek or Patrice Rushen, the Africans in Africa wore it first. Like, what are we talking about here?
We
and
understand
also,
that, but we're
okay,
talking about
if
the
we're
black
doing that,
women and the white women.
Genesis, if we're doing that, I can show you pictures of Anglo-Saxons way back in 700, back in the year 700 with that same hair. If we want to do that.
And where did they get it from?
I don't know where they got it from.
Okay, so in
honest.
China, they took up some artifacts. They pulled up some artifacts that had Africoid features, braids in their hair. Okay. Now China can trace back their lineage for so long, and you mean to tell me that they pull up some stuff with a statue of somebody with a wide nose and braids in their hair, and that wasn't a black person?
I don't know what their ethnicity was.
Hold on,
wait, hold on. I don't know what their ethnicity was.
MD, you disappoint me, man.
They get it from. They got it from here. They got it from ancient Egyptians, and also Kushite Empire in Ethiopia, all adorned their hair. And then that's where we really are getting into the Bible and also the stuff about adornation and this, that, the other. So these were the original wigs that the ancient Egyptians wore, you know, and also the Ethiopians wore. And actually, when you actually get into African hair, African traditional hair, and you're gonna
and I
see,
really, on some realness, though, I really think that's
they have
like I really think it's a compliment. If any culture goes into a black culture and they take something
hair with different like things.
There's a big difference between a compliment than saying that this is our culture and this is what we did.
Okay, so I never heard no white person say that. You
okay, let me give you a prime.
Show it to me.
Let me give you a prime example, MD.
Okay, go ahead. Give me an example.
Go ahead,
MD, let me give you a prime example.
Okay.
There was a child that went to school with braids in her hair. Right. The principal sent her back home. Okay. The principal sent her back home several times. And this is going on nationwide, okay, to where they don't understand our cultural differences. Okay. So that's why we call it that, cultural differences. Because there's things that we do that they don't do. There's things that we don't do that they do. Right?
They had a teacher that cut a little girl's dreadlocks off in the classroom, and her mother had to come to the school, and I'm pretty sure she sued the school. This was just a couple of years ago, probably about.
That's what I'm talking about.
That woman cut that little girl's dreadlocks off because she said that little girl hair was inappropriate. Now they have a whole law passed because of black women was getting discriminated, and black girls were getting discriminated in the school and in workplaces. And so now there is a law that we can wear our hair naturally.
And it's called the Crown Act. The Crown Act. Look up at the Crown Act.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's really.
And hold on, let me just say this because we're getting way off subject. We're getting into hair and beads and stuff like that. I just wanted
But it's well needed. It's well needed.
Yeah. Okay. MD, what you gonna say, real quick?
No, what I'm saying is, I just feel like if we look at history, man, we all borrow stuff from other people, man. So at one point in Africa,
Not
it
we
was
all.
okay. So at one point in Africa, right, the Sudanese or the Ethiopians or South Americans, whatever like that, they were using spears, and then somebody came around and showed them how to use guns. And they took guns, and then they gave them some oils, or they gave them some other stuff that they didn't even have that they was able to use. We like cultures have done that for so long, barter and trade. If I want to try what you got, it's like with food too. You know what I'm saying? Like we
What
eat Chinese food, right?
the thing
Sorry,
is,
no offense.
no, hold on. The thing I think he's confusing is that they're copying us, right? But the same thing you're copying about us, you're saying you don't like, but you're copying. I think he's missing that point, right?
So let me address that.
So you can't speak upon, okay, I don't like the dreads, but now all of y'all are getting dreads, right? But we get ridiculed for being black and our features and everything else. That's what we're saying. We're not saying, hey, you can't. We're not talking about copy. We get ridiculed for it.
Right.
When at one point in time, they used to talk about black women and their butts and their body shapes, and all of a sudden now they want butts and body shape.
Right.
And let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me just say this. If you
Okay.
want to bring up the European wigs and all that stuff, that all come from Egypt and Ethiopia, the Nile Valley. That the people that were in higher up positions used to wear wigs. They got that from that culture. That was not something original. All they did was turn it like into a white wig that was for an elderly person with like curls in it. But that stuff really started off in Egypt, ancient Egypt, wearing wigs, and we don't even. I don't even want to bring up pictures of the whole judicial system that really came from Egypt anyway. So here's the thing: is that because even that whole system came from the Nile Valley, that Egypt was the ones that brought that kind of thing with the 12 jurors and this, that, the other. So let's not even really get into that, because really this is really about the black woman and how society is downing the black woman. And it's crazy because you have the matriarchy that had the wigs, and you had the women that were in power at one point and had some source of being regarded. But now we're in a new society of patriarchy where the woman is being demonized, and they're starting with the black woman, and pretty soon the white woman gonna be next. And they're not saying nothing right now because they're not the target. But once they become the target, that's when all hell's gonna break loose. But right now they're just testing their feet with us, and it's crazy because the white woman is like really following suit with them and like joining their cause and saying that, I believe that they're right about this. And until they start attacking them too, then it's gonna be an issue.
Right.
That's a fact. And I want to say, I just
sorry.
want to say that affection goes a long way. Holding somebody's hand, a kiss on the forehead, a kiss on the collarbone, those things go so far. You talking about you love somebody, show them you love them. You don't have to tell them you love them, show them.
But somebody
And
will
it
take that
breaks
what
my
you're saying
heart.
though. Somebody will take
It
that what
breaks
you're
my
saying with
heart
the
knowing
kissing.
that us as black people are going against one another when we have
Mhm.
shown these people for
Yeah.
many years,
Yes.
how to do it and how to get it done.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
when you get up here as a black man and you speak your word, don't advocate for anybody else but us.
You
Because
crazy
we
out your
all
mind.
we
You ain't about
got.
to tell me what to do now.
Well, it might be because of where he's from. He's from.
You ain't about to tell me what to do, man. I can speak for whoever I want to speak to.
But no, I believe that you're from a majority Caucasian area, so
I'm from
therefore
a multicultural environment and
majority
family.
Caucasian though. Like that area
That's
is
fine. I'm from Harlem,
Okay,
from
if
the
you
home
do
of the
demographics,
Apollo
I'm from
Theater,
Milwaukee.
Ashford and Simpson. I'm grounded with
Milwaukee
who I
majority
am
is
as a black
Caucasian.
man.
Well,
Yes.
then that's who. Then
Milwaukee,
that's just who you
Wisconsin.
are.
Milwaukee,
See,
Wisconsin.
You're not
this
gonna
is
about to
why
tell me
we
no
need to
Milwaukee,
Marcus
stay
Wisconsin
Alexander and what
on
I
area.
feel, what I
topic.
feel about it and all that.
Listen, this is why we need to stay on topic,
I got
right?
freedom.
I have
Right.
something to
But
say. I do have something.
please let it be on topic.
It is.
We went
What
too
I want to
far.
bringing it back. What I want to
Right.
say is, it's not about all of the other stuff. It's about that Black women mind their own business. We're trying to heal ourselves and trying to get back in communion with ourselves, how to support one another. Every culture, especially the clear culture, is attacking us about what we're not doing as women, because the Black men that they may be getting with is feeding them these lies so that they can cater to them better than what they quote unquote deem Black women does. Our argument is that don't attack us, because we don't mind y'all appropriating our stuff. We do mind, but at the same time, y'all could never. What the point we're making is, don't attack us and don't tell lies and spread lies about us, because the clear nation has done wrong to us, and we try to forget about that and just build and evolve. When we get attacked, then we come for the smoke. Like Chris Brown said, who wants smoke with me? We don't bring no smoke unless you bring the smoke. When you bring the smoke, you thought you won the war in a battle. You won the war, but now the battle is on, and we're gonna win it.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Mel wants to say something. He's been writing stuff down. I can see him writing, so I know he got a lot to say. Go ahead, Mel. Oh, your mic again. You gotta hit the mic button first, then you gotta go.
Yeah, I have to get used to this. I'm not used. So is your name Lakeisha?
My name is
The lady
Lakeisha.
that just Lakeisha, okay. So I have a question for you. You just said that we as Black women are trying to heal and so forth and so on. What percentage of Black women today you think are really trying to do that?
Honestly, Mel, I would say, from my experience and me being in this panel of great women, I would say honestly, probably about 45 to 50%. I'm not gonna say it's every Black woman. I'm not gonna say it's all of us Black women as a collective, but the few that we are strong and mighty, and we're trying to wake the other ones up. Everybody can't go. We know this. We know this as a collective, just period, about the world, okay? But we are trying to make a difference in the ones who want to make a difference, and that's what I'm speaking on.
Okay, very good. That's all. I just wanted to question her on that particular point she made.
And I just wanted to say, MD, I meant no disrespect. No disrespect by that. I didn't. Just being a man, and I want to apologize.
All right, and can I respond real quick and just apology accepted, no disrespect as well. What I'm about to say, I feel like in a Black community, and even going back to Africa, in order to survive, in order to evolve, we never ever was able to just utilize what was in our community. They always went outside of their surroundings and start getting stuff from other places. Once they start getting introduced to other things, that's how technology was able to grow. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I'm not, just so you can understand, like, I'm not advocating just specifically for one group. I'm advocating for every single person and trying to get an understanding of people's cultural differences and the things that people individually like and want for their own lives. I don't think that we can put Black people all in some collective as all being the same. That would be some racist stuff back in the fucking 1700s, the way the white people used to do Black people. You know what I mean? They took the tribal stuff away, right? They say, like, oh, you all got the same skin color, so you're all this. You're all the same. We're going to treat you all the same. I think people are just individuals. I think what we have to do is really look at the individual and just ask them and be love. We talking about love? I think love is just asking the question. What do you like? What do you want to experience if I'm with you? If I'm friends with you, what do you want to do? How you want to be treated? I think not even assuming what they want, but just asking the question and just being respectful in that aspect.
It's okay. So when you get into Africa and them looking out for like different things and like seeking that out, I don't think that Africa was seeking these things. People came to Africa with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you imagine a place that has everything it needs. You know, imagine.
It didn't though.
Hold on, no. What do you mean?
They didn't have guns.
What the hell do you need guns for if you're
to fight other tribes?
No, they didn't need that. They listen.
Listen. Genesis.
What?
Genesis, what happened? Genesis in history, right? I'm telling you what happened real quick.
Yo, I'm going on my Tony T page.
Listen, in history, people
took a little hip hop
traded with other people. Africans was allowing other cultures and other people from Europeans, from whatever, to go into there and they're like, what do you got? They're like, we got
Harlem.
What do you got? We got some guns. They
Yeah,
always fighting
I
each other
kind
in
of heard you, but I didn't want to interrupt
Yeah,
him.
okay,
I
all
apologize.
right, let's stop this so they can like do that, and then we're gonna have to continue the conversation. Okay. Sugar Love and Harlem, go ahead and work that out.
Nah, cause I'm like, no, we ain't got nothing to work out. But I'm like, we still off the topic, so that made me go off topic. I would like to get.
I was talking about how the black woman needs affection. I was going back to that. You know, you said you wanted to go back to the topic. I went right back to it because that's the solution.
Right, but hold on. But I definitely want to address what MD is saying, because that is a misconception about the Africans in Africa. Because okay, so what, they had gunpowder over there. If I'm sitting over here and I have a farm with everything I need, I'm able to survive, I'm doing good, and someone brings gunpowder, now where I'm at, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now I might war with my neighbors and we might use spears or we might use rocks. We might fight with our fists. What the fuck do we need gunpowder for? You know what I'm saying? People came from the outside into the community with that bullshit, and then we accepted it. So my thing is that we didn't go out and say, "Can we get gunpowder?" People came into us and said, "We have gunpowder. Let me show you how to use a gun."
Let me respond.
Let me be a lot easier.
Let me respond to
So
that.
my thing is that like what do you like? Okay, yeah. People.
Let me respond to that. As a chief, right? As a chief of a tribe in Africa, your main thing is you have an army to protect everything that you got, everything you build, all the people. You definitely have an army, right? So one of the main things that them chiefs was doing was improving their army. So they would hear different things of what everybody else had going on. That's about being a good chief. You want to know, because you always think that somebody else is going to come and attack you. Somebody else is going to try to take your territory, take your land, or take something from you. Them chiefs understood that. So now you got guns in the world. So the chief is like, oh shit. So I got something up on my enemy. These people may come over here and try to take over my land. Let me see what y'all talking about. And they got them guns. They was getting them guns, man. They was fighting them guns against the British as well. So they put down
the whole gun thing was not even against other tribes. It was against the actual invaders that were invading.
Listen, the Native Americans did the same thing.
You don't jump from Africa to the Native Americans now.
I'm trying to tell you the other people who were using them. That's what I'm saying about technology.
So is it the Native Americans' fault that people brought guns, or is it the people that brought the guns?
What happened was this. Everybody was trading with, that's why they had trading posts, right? People would create something or have something, and you went to these trading posts and you looked at it and see if you wanted it, right? So you'll go there and be like, oh shit, that's some lotion. That's some oil from Africa, from Nigeria. Oh, there'll be somebody to be able to like, here, check this out. You say it does good for your skin. You may trade them for a knife or something, or you may trade them for something else. That was going on all through that coastline and pretty much all over the world. People were trading different cultural things in order to improve their civilizations. Guns was just a major thing too, because once some of them African tribes got them guns, and it was better able to fight other African tribes. It was technology. That was that new technology that was going on. That's what all I'm saying.
Okay, so you're blaming the people because someone brought something new and they bartered with you.
I'm not blaming nobody. To kill each other, right?
Right, to kill each other. That's what already doing. Hold on, that's like me saying, "Hey, I got these blankets."
Well, let us do it. We don't need for your help, right?
They were already killing each other.
Yeah, but
if it wasn't for black people, there'd be no such thing as disinfectant. There'd be no such thing as
gunpowder, because the black people was over in China where gunpowder even came from. So my thing is that MD, you need to do more history and research.
I've done that. You don't even refer.
If you would not be blaming the people that were.
I'm not blaming nobody. What I'm trying to tell you, Genesis, is that everybody, and back in them days when you was trying to improve your community or improve your nation, you were trying different stuff that other people was trading and buying and bartering for. And my main thing was human trafficking. So it wasn't
that's your belief.
Europeans coming over there in those villages taking those black people. Them black kings were capturing other black tribes, putting them in cages, and them Europeans was coming to them.
So with all that being said, why are you still protecting the white woman, and still on the white people's side if you know that they did all that?
I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on
No,
nobody. I'm not trying.
That's extremely hard to tell, MD. That's extremely hard to tell.
You're over
Whose side
here
you're on.
defending
Yo,
the other race about
I'm
what
not
they
defending
say
nobody.
about
I'm
black
not
women,
defending. You
and you done went
misunderstand.
all the way down into slavery and went back into the early African days when they got gunpowder and this, that, the other.
Yeah.
To prove a point about we done went into like the African wigs and where wigs came from, all because you want to prove a point of where the aesthetic of beauty came from. And the bottom line is that you're trying to protect that white woman that you have in
Hell no, I
your
ain't trying to protect no white woman. Are you for
well,
real?
why do you feel like you're
That's
doing
hard to tell, though,
I'm telling
MD.
you
It's
right
hard
now.
to
You
tell that you're not.
I'm telling you right now.
You're in a multicultural era. You're protecting
If
the
you
women.
feel like I'm protecting them, I'm telling you right now. I'm not. I'm telling you. So you shouldn't even be thinking.
Then why are we going back into the ancient times into
what we're doing is
gunpowder?
what I'm trying to help you understand, Genesis, why we're talking about this, right?
What's wrong with the black people?
No, I'm not talking about what's wrong with nobody. I didn't say nothing was wrong with anybody. All I was saying was
I wish I could rewind this.
I'm not saying nothing wrong with nobody.
I'm gonna do a review about
rewind
this.
it then. Rewind it. I'm not saying nothing wrong with nobody.
And I'm gonna let you come back up.
Okay.
We're gonna have you,
okay, let's get on black people then. All right, let's get back to black people. One of the biggest enemies.
But really, the whole thing was about love. We were really talking about love, and we were talking about why. Let me talk about. Let me just do this to turn the subject back to what it really was. And it's because that black women are under attack.
Back then, but my thing is,
mother is
if
under attack.
if I'm in a fire, right?
After you make that statement, I need to get back to
okay. If I'm in a fire, right, and the first person that comes is a female, I'm going to assume the reason why she's there is because she's capable of getting me out of that situation more than whatever man they have on duty that day. They have ranks and they have jobs that they have to do, specifically when it comes to a fire.
The fact is, she's not more capable than getting you out of the fire.
Says who? If they sent her up there, that means that she's more capable of getting me out than any man that.
Not more. That just means that she could be capable.
That means
we're speaking about what is best. This is the reason why. This is the reason why single moms leads to degenerate.
Don't do that.
Oh my God. Degeneracy. I'll tell you why. This is the reason why single moms leads to degeneracy. It breeds degeneracy into kids, into society. The reason why is because you only thinking about the emotional side of what's good. Men tend to think about what's best. What's best is that when it comes to certain things, think about nurturing. Okay, would I want to send my kid to an all man's daycare or to an all woman's daycare? All woman. I'm not thinking in my dumb emotional mind. I'm thinking logically. All woman's daycare. Now, when we're speaking about firefighters, because that's the topic, right? If a building is burning down, who would you want to come save me? A man or a woman? A man. Like that's just the facts of it. And this is the reason why. No, listen. This is the reason why women breed degeneracy. Single moms breed degeneracy in societies because y'all tend to not think too logical and y'all think with the emotional side. And the facts is that y'all don't instill the logical side into the kids. Y'all instill the emotional side into the.
And you talking? I need to see your eyes, sir. Why are you wearing glasses and you
are degenerate?
Your
He's
eyes.
a degenerate.
She getting at him. Get at him,
demon, sir. I need to see your eyes. You sitting on the panel talking to people that's sitting right across from you, and you got on glasses. I don't trust you. I can't believe nothing to come out your mouth, sir. You a whole demon. You a whole demon, sir.
I want to hear from Mel. I want to hear from Mel because I know Mel got something to say. Can we get okay, there goes you and your mic, child. You got to hit the button and then do it. There we go, Mel.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these different podcasts and so forth. I think a lot of the verbiage that they're spitting out is basically in tune to just get likes and clicks. But I will say that if I'm in a fire, I have some background when it comes to that. I want the most effective person to come in and try to save me and my family. And that involves a lot of strength and a lot of training. I have seen, especially here in our local fire department, we have women that are firefighters too, but I want the most effective people because self-retention is the main thing.
Let me tell you something. I took a customer service class when I was pregnant with my younger son. The lady who taught me customer service was also training to be a firefighter. You know that she taught me customer service from United Airlines, and I was able to go to United Airlines and apply. And I applied for one position. They offered me 3. The only reason why I didn't take it was because I was pregnant with my younger son. That woman became a firefighter, and I'm pretty sure she went on to have a very good, lucrative life. You cannot count someone out because of their sex, because they're a female. No.
First of all, speaking upon the word fire, right? And let me come in on that part, right? The only part that we may say I want a man to come in because we thinking that maybe I have to carry them out or something like that. Well, EMS workers do it all the time, right? And a lot of EMS workers got to go into these fires, and just to get the job, you have to be able to carry the same amount of weight, right? You have to be able to think, right? And a lot of times when there's fires, it's a thought process when you walk in there, right? So the most effective one is, okay, you know, you know how to smell stuff, right? Does it smell like gas? What type of fire this might be, right? I want the smartest one there, right? Now, far as breaking stuff like that, people's mind is stuck on what if weight, and what if you have to pick up something or carry somebody out or whatever. But it's more to that than just a physical. The physical is the mental and the physical, right? So that's why a lot of women got the job, because it's not just physical. If you're in there and you don't know what you're doing, then and you're not able to spot something, maybe that woman is able to check the surroundings and see something that he did not see. It goes together, because that can save your life too. Just assessing where you're at, assessing what's going on. So if somebody coming to your house to save you, you want all of the above.
Right.
We're thinking of just the physical part. Because what if that person got to carry them down the stairs or whatever?
I would like to also add, when in situations like that happen, adrenaline is a very powerful thing in your body. So when that is happening, their adrenaline is high.
You can't show that, DJ.
Even
if
if
you
that
can, but
is
you don't want that in your video. Them GUNS.
So, do they have a point? So everybody talking about this whole situation, right? With this Secret Service agent, right? So she's a female. Trump gets shot at.
Pop that.
What happened? So because I believe that they're gonna like use this as like a weapon against women about how we should not be a part of those type of things because of our female or whatever. What do y'all think about that?
Well, number one, look at what they had on. Look at what they had on. So I don't understand the point of that.
My thing is that a black woman could be in the CIA, but we don't see no black people there doing none of that. That's my thing. Like in those type of positions, a black woman could do the same thing. She's probably a better shot than that white girl. You probably got people out there that could definitely protect the president, a black woman, the same, just the same as she did. But look at what we're looking at in that video. We didn't see one black person there in that position. Why?
Probably because they did not feel that because you have to be able to give your life for that person. So do you think that person would be willing to jump in front of a bullet for the president, or would they be equally as maybe they didn't feel?
There's too many black people I know that would jump in front of the bullet for president. But I get what you're saying.
But probably showing that woman, they got a whole entire bulletproof suit on. They got on a regular jacket and pants. What do you?
No, that's
you damn right. I'm gonna stand behind you.
Right,
And not even if you were a woman, if you're dressed for the occasion, and I am not. I would have stood behind a woman. Too.
Yeah, right.
I don't.
I think a lot of black males is doing too much for playing.
But I see Mel unmuted my Mel.
I just wanted to share. I just want to share when it comes to the fire department, I do know for a fact that a lot of the fire departments, they have this trial run, and they also have this basically competitive nature of trying to choose the best guys for the job, the best women for the job. But one of the requirements is they have to be able to carry at least, I think it's 70 to 80 pounds up a ladder. So
150.
I know in my
Yeah, that's the
background
sandbag.
and
The sandbag.
and what
Yeah, I had to
I
carry that
saw,
for
I
EMS
saw
too.
some guys didn't even make the cut because they couldn't carry that weight as effective as others, and they were someone else was chosen. So basically, that's just my point.
Hey, we're both we're both
even
ex-military, Navy
but
SEALs.
even in
Navy
New
SEALs
York
getting through
for
the Navy
Fendi,
SEALs.
even for Fendi, but they made you do that on an escalator. That the one that's moving, and you can't put your hands or nothing on that. You got to carry. That's the one dead weight, but you had to carry that whole body on. Oh yeah, I passed. But you had to carry all. And baby, talking about all types of burning, right? I think that I don't know if it changed to be a minute or two, right? And out of like 150 people, like maybe like 5 people passed, right? I think I was one, but again, you never know how much strength people have. But everybody to get in there have to go through the same process. Has to go through the same process. I think she's talking about Navy SEAL.
Because I was saying Navy SEAL, not a real SEAL, but Navy SEALs. You know what I'm saying? They have to go through a thing called Hell Week, and it's hell. You know what I'm saying? And there was a guy this
right,
week, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. So I'm not going to pretend like there aren't like advantages that male have from physicality versus female. But I think that what their argument is about like, like it. I don't understand why it has to be a male versus female argument. I think that we need to like just admit that okay, there's some things that women do good, but I think what he does is like men can do anything a woman can do, but a woman can't do anything a man can do. Let's really go.
He's on. It's mute. It's on mute, DJ.
All right, I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on, let me stop presenting it.
Because he a demon and we don't need to hear what his demonic self gonna say.
Well, that's gonna be the last video I show about some stuff
God.
going on.
Yeah, but let's hear what he got to say. Come on.
He's a demon and he don't want to hear what he got to say. All right, hopefully we can hear what he says now. Let's back.
If a building is burning down, who would you want to come save me? A man or a woman? A man. Like, that's just the facts of it. And this is the reason why. No, listen. This is the reason why women breeds degeneracy, single moms breeds degeneracy in societies, because y'all tend to not think too logical and y'all think with the emotional side. And the facts is that y'all don't instill the logical side into the kids. Y'all instill the emotional side into the kids. So then you got kids running around here. All these dudes nowadays, these Gen Zs and even some millennials, they zesty, they emotional. Everything they doing is out of emotional reactions and stuff like that. Right? Most men in prison comes from single mom homes because they didn't have no father there to give them any guidance and to instill certain traits into the boy. That's just a facts.
So what do you want us to do about that?
So if and I know the study that you're talking about.
I'm sick of these
that spoke about
PowerPoints all the time.
Women leading
they say the same thing.
So if first of all, you talk about emotions as if that's a bad thing, right? And if a man is running a household, raising kids on his own without a woman,
when it comes to making decisions, emotions clouds your decisions.
So
he didn't let her finish.
Emotions give you information.
That's that black man
about whatever it is that's going on. Now, emotions are feelings, so we understand that. But to say that women are only emotional and not logical.
I didn't never say only.
Okay, well, I think, what did you say? You said men are more logical.
I said, generally speaking, men tend to, generally speaking, men are more logical in their decision making than women are.
Okay.
In decision making.
So I'm not sure about that general statement, but we'll go with it for the sake of the argument. But men who have single households or who are raising children on their own are not giving the children the emotional piece that they also need. Like a household needs a mother and a father.
True.
So both people are giving something to the kids. So the fact that if a man is running a household, believe me, there are things missing, and it doesn't make it better. And I think that what society does is we always blame Black women or women, period, for things that are not right in the household, right? This whole idea that women raise degenerate children is kind of ridiculous. Now, of course, there's not a man there, so that obviously there's going to be something.
You know what degeneracy is? So
She ain't talking
degeneracy is this,
boys.
right?
Yes.
Smoking, drinking, lots
Yes.
of tattoos.
Yes.
Just just going with all the cultural norms.
That's not what
Crime,
degenerate mean,
crime,
damn it.
stealing, selling drugs, stripping, getting into OnlyFans, doing porn.
Boy, bye.
Can
Just
someone,
a
can
minute,
someone bring up what a
Wait, hold on.
degenerate?
I got a question.
Let me read degenerate. Let me look at what a degeneracy means.
First of all, that can happen in two family households too.
Is this his podcast? Whose podcast is this?
It's called No Fugazi.
Okay, but is he one of the ones that runs it?
He's the main guy. He's the
Okay,
head.
so he's the one that runs it. So professionally, why are you sitting on your panel that you run with glasses on, sir? Professionally, you are an interviewer. You are a professional man that is running a professional platform. Why are you sitting on your platform wearing shades? Eyeglasses is a different thing. Shades, that's totally unprofessional and uncouth. I can see if that he was a guest. Okay, fine. But you're a professional person running a platform and you got on shades and you're talking to the people on your platform, on your panel, and all of that. That's a no. That's so unprofessional and uncouth. And that shows me you have something to hide and that you're trying to trick me into something. That's what that shows me.
More than likely, he either has a trick eye or the lighting is too bright, because he talks too much shit about women. You can't talk that type of shit when you got an eye that wanders around. You know what I mean?
No, he don't have a wandering eye, because there's times where he don't have sunglasses on. He might be high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he might be high.
He don't want to show his red eyes. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
what is degeneracy in people? A state in which a person has declined or reverted to an earlier or simpler state of development in physical, mental, or moral qualities. The state of possessing few, if any, of the moral standards considered normal in one society. Degeneracy is often popularly used with special reference to sexual offense. So I don't know if he's using it in that context that men that are or families that are raised with women are like usually like more prone to be sexual offenders. I don't know exactly, or maybe they're probably more. I don't know. Like, what does he say? So
I think he probably didn't look the word up. That's all.
Yeah, he's using it out of context, I believe.
Yeah, that's all.
But there's another word I would like.
That wasn't the meaning of it.
There's another word I would like for you to look up that's not being used much. It's called obtuse.
How you spell it?
What is it? OBTUSE. Obtuse.
Thank you, Harlem Nights. Thank you for saying that.
All right, I'm looking it up right now. Hold on a second. I got you. Hold on.
lacking sharpness or quickness of sensibility or intellect, insensitive, stupid. He is too obtuse to take a hint, difficult to comprehend, not clear or precise in thought or expression. That is the definition of obtuse. Okay.
Now, how often does that happen up here?
Very often. He's obtuse right now in the way he's handling himself, the way he's carrying himself, and the way his points, the talking points that he's trying to make.
The problem too. Let me just say this too. Like the problem is with a lot of these dudes, a lot of the black males, right? And I'm being specific about those kind, right? Not saying all black males, is that the biggest threat to the black woman is a black male that does not love her. That is the biggest threat. If you ask some black women who created trauma in them, who's the first trauma, who's the first person who abused her, all these different things that she said is bad to her, it's probably more than likely going to be a black male. It's that black male that's putting her children in the cemetery. And they want to blame black women, the single parent household, for the black women. It's like this. As a boy, I don't care if you have a man and a woman. That's my mother and father. When I get to a certain age, I'm going to war with both of them for my manhood, for my independence, right? I'm like, if my dad's like saying like, "Oh son, you need to come home at 10 o'clock," I'm going to come home at 11 because the party started 11. I'm going to deal with them consequences. Sooner or later, I'm going to go against my father. See, the thing is like the boys are going to grow into men, right? So the woman is going to, I cannot sit there and talk shit about the single woman because she's the one who didn't give up, man. If that woman sat there and didn't have no dude or whatever it may be, if the dude was beating her or didn't want to disrespect her, and something about her felt like she can raise that boy on her own. So if she stood there and all these all these boys that grew into men that came from single parent households, they all ain't degenerate. They all ain't messed up. They all ain't got, a lot of them is way, way more successful than the ones who had 2-parent households. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think what has to happen is on these platforms, you'll never see them talking to the males, the black males that are destroying the black woman. You never get them to have them as guests. All these dudes, all they do is tear down the black woman even more. They don't even listen to that woman talk.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? And they really express.
That is actually what we were trying to get at, is that this whole like thing is about why do you have Miss Netta going against us, you have like the white woman from Germany going against us, now you got these podcasts, and a lot of these guys are in there like about 34. I think Myron is like 30 something. I think he's 34. This guy No Fugazi Cooley guy. So it's interesting. So their opinions are based on from a 34-year-old perspective. And I wish that there would be an older guy to pull them to the side and pull their coat and say, "Bro, you got it a little bit wrong."
Jail. So that's degeneracy, right? So what I'm saying is, in a household with a man, and we're comparing a single father household to a single mother household, the facts is that the single father household does better because men are more technical, micromanaging, and more of the disciplinarian to the kid. And kids just tend to listen to the father more than they tend to listen to the mother. And not only that, men, we're speaking about emotions, right? Emotions, there are only a few things that's good about emotions. There's not a lot of more when it comes to making decisions. I would say you really want to stay away from your emotions when you're making a decision. I can't think of anything when it comes to making a decision where you want to put emotions first. There isn't like lead with your emotions. Women tend to say that they have this intuition. Oh yeah, I kind of feel like things. Well, you feel like something, that's why you keep messing with the wrong. Well, you feel like something, that's why you're not going into job fields that involve STEM, which pay higher, because you feel like you don't want to do that and you feel more social. So when it comes to decision making, men are just better at it. They use their logical mind rather than their emotional
Where
mind.
all the single mamas come from?
No,
and they make better decisions.
That's good,
Boy,
like
bye.
joy and
Bye.
happiness,
Boy,
you
bye.
know, and tons of emotions that you could use as far as to motivate you even sometimes. You know, there's tons of things that's good with emotions, but when it comes to decision making, you want to take your emotions fully out of it.
Boy, bye.
He
Go
just
ahead with you, your better decisions. But for how if we made the boys, I can't even say it. If we made degenerate, if we made them degenerate, well, then they would never have these things that you're talking about, right? Because a single mama made degenerate, so they would never get there.
Yeah,
Pick
you're
a
right. You know?
pick a struggle.
Dude tripping, man. He ain't got no
Isn't
kids,
it
probably. Only got one
logic?
woman.
We remember the
He's
black
full of
mama
caca.
took that away from you. We took it
Right.
away from you because we were single mamas. So you were never. Oh, well, I just please keep playing game. You would think, oh. So if the single mamas took it from you, then you would never be logical and all this other stuff because you're degenerate. Remember? pick a
And
struggle.
if you don't have emotions and feelings, then you're never gonna be able to love no woman either.
Exactly.
I told y'all we got
emotions and feelings are really even tied up into fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel something. You know what I'm saying? When your hair raises up. So men have emotions. Let me just break this down to everybody, okay?
Go ahead.
One of the biggest, okay, so all emotions are tied to hormones, right? So you have estrogen, you have testosterone. When a woman, when a woman is like the most emotional is during her what? Her cycle, her menses, right? Do you know the prominent hormone that is involved with a woman's cycle?
No, I know.
Was it testosterone?
Testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
So when a woman is on her period and wilding out on men, it's because, or wilding out on everybody and about to fight and whatever, it's because she has more testosterone in her system than estrogen.
Thank you, DJ.
So men want to talk about the woman's emotions and not being able to regulate them because of their cycle, but the biggest emotional hormone that is regulating that causes them to be the most emotional is actually testosterone. Estrogen is more compassionate. Even when you're carrying a male child in your stomach, you'll find that the woman is more violent and more prone to arguments and things like that because that male boy is taking the woman to have more testosterone in her system.
Right.
So let's get into it. Who wants to say something about that? Mel, I see you. I see
DJ, you read my mind. If I'm not mistaken, in Genesis it says that a woman experiences what you're describing because Eve was deceived. Do you believe that?
You're asking me if I believe that?
Yeah,
Mel,
that's
can you
according
repeat the question?
that's according to the Bible.
Well,
Mel, can
The
you
Bible
repeat the
says
question?
was Eve deceived or Adam and Eve was deceived?
but
Thank
when
you, DJ.
they both were, but when it says that when God said he would increase Eve's birth pains, right? And she would have, we could pull up the scripture to be more
No, you
direct
talking
with
about
it.
Eve's punishment. No, you good. You right. Go ahead.
But basically, I'm just pointing out what she's describing. Supposedly in Genesis says because of what Eve did. So that was her.
No, that
That's the
was her
punishment.
punishment. Right.
That's what. That was her punishment. Okay, so women nowadays don't have those same go through those same events.
I said you are correct. That was her punishment.
I don't believe in that story. So
No,
But it was
if you're
but what
speaking
it was
biblically,
passed on to all women.
right? I'm agreeing with you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe in the story of Eve and Adam. I'm sorry, my bad.
I'm just pointing out that basically that's where it stems from.
But
If you do believe in the
what
Bible.
Jen is talking about. You're talking about spiritual, and I can connect with you, and Sugar can connect with you. But on Genesis end, Genesis talking about biologically what happens.
Science. I'm just talking about science.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, science. I'm sorry. So scientifically, we get more testosterone during our cycles, which makes us more masculine during our cycles. And when we're pregnant with male children, it makes us more masculine when we are carrying a male child.
Okay. Would that have anything like after birth, like they call it postpartum depression? Does that tie into that too or no?
It's all hormonal. Yeah, it's a deregulation of the hormones.
Right.
All this stuff really has to do with
It makes sense now. It makes
more
sense.
of one hormone versus the other. Because you can imagine as estrogen.
Right.
If you have more estrogen in your body, you're going to want to bond with that child. Testosterone will not allow you to bond with that child.
That's right.
And what happens a lot of times,
I'm
go ahead. I was going to say that a lot of times it's even the way that we birth our children because they have us laying a certain way, and that weight that baby puts on, it's a nerve that actually is getting weight down on it, and that triggers a certain hormonal response, and also can trigger, because you're not really meant to give birth like laying on your back. You're really supposed to be squatting down and then let the baby kind of like come out. But because we started giving birth squatting down, there's a vagus nerve that actually gets it'll like get leaned up against when the baby is coming through the birth canal, and it'll become inflamed, which blocks like a certain thing, which causes a lot of like the what you call like
postpartum depression.
Postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And that vagus nerve also is tied to other things that lead to, like, when it comes down to hormones and things like that. And so
that's where
part of depression is a hormonal issue.
And is that when the preeclampsia starts to take place and things like that, or is that different?
No, that's different.
That's different.
Yeah, sometimes preeclampsia can occur when maybe the blood is different. Like if maybe you have your blood type is one and the baby's blood type is another, and your body begins to try to reject that child, and so it tries to kill the mother, because the baby is kind of not a parasite,
or your pressure, it shoots your pressure right up.
It blows because what happens, it makes you retrain. It lowers your kidney, because your kidneys are what filters the blood.
Right.
Your kidneys filter the blood. And so what happens is certain type of blood types, like say my daughter was AB and I'm O. So my body was trying to kill the baby the whole time.
Okay. So it has something to do with age as well.
Yeah. No, your blood.
Oh, your blood. Okay.
Age, kidneys, blood.
And I want to apologize in advance for being ignorant upon this. I apologize.
No, see, this is
learning, man. I'm learning
this
too.
This is
Well,
what
I think that Mel was trying to say something too.
This is what I tell a lot of men. Go ahead,
I was
sir.
basically saying that I lean more with you, DJ, as far as the science. I just wanted to make that clear. So the point I was making, it kind of, I just threw it in because it's just the Bible points to it too. But I heard a debate this week where it said how that point in Genesis was a little bit absurd when you look at science. So that's why I brought it up.
I should also that we should, as Christians, I always think that we should follow up with a Bible verse. So I think that was still good, but I also think we can also learn as well, just like
But God made the body, right? So that would include biology.
Yeah.
But I always tell men all the time, and this is the game that women teach their sons, right? You have to learn the woman's body. It's different phases that it goes through, right? The same way we know you, right? So you're supposed to say, well, your period supposed to be coming on. Oh, starting to go through this. Like once you learn your woman's cycle, and I mean how many days, you would be a better man. You have less stress and less problem because you would know where everything is coming from. Right? You would know
do's and don'ts.
The same way you would know, oh Lord, that's where they used to practice that birth control method. When the pheromones start to come out, kid, this is that time where if I do it, she might come up pregnant, right? There's a big old chance. I smell them pheromones. This is, I believe, it's after 7 days into 14 days. Like it's each week is a different phase until the cycle, the menstrual, it comes out.
Which is interesting because when the testosterone is mostly high, closer to the period is when you can't have children. You know what I'm saying? And then that egg release, and then you have all the testosterone going, and then the estrogen comes back in, and then it gets at its highest. That's when you're in ovulation. Marcus Dillinger said testosterone doesn't prevent bonding. This is what I'm talking about. Now, earlier, Marcus said is that this conversation, after listening to this, I just want to put Kevin Samuels on repeat.
Congratulations.
Bingo.
But we never said that testosterone prevented from bonding. I don't remember anybody saying.
No, I was saying is that the imbalance in hormones prevents the bonding. having more of one versus the other and not being in a balanced state because of the fact that the vagus nerve is being, you have a lot of different hormones that like get like, what I'm saying, triggered. And so, yeah.
No, I think, but I don't think you were talking about men.
No, I was talking about the
right.
women.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what they think. Right. That's not what she was saying, guys. She wasn't talking about men. Right. She didn't never say men couldn't.
I'm talking about the female body.
No, right. The female body she's talking about, not the men body. We're not saying men because you have testosterone, you cannot bond with the baby. That's not what
men have.
we're talking about women right now.
Men have estrogen and testosterone.
So I have something to say. When I was pregnant with McCoy, I did not know I was pregnant with McCoy. Me and Enoch had broke up. I went to get my man back. And he looked at me and he said, "Ill, you're pregnant. You need to go to the doctor and get checked out." I went to the doctor. Sure enough, I was pregnant.
A lot of men, when they're on top, when a man is on top, it's really hard for a woman to pull anything on them. When a man is on top of his game, stop listening to your homies, listen to your girlfriends, your female friends. That's whom you need to be talking to. Because only we could give you the game on the women. The same way my game come from men. Right? Women can't give me game on a man. That's why a lot of my besties are men.
Right.
I listen to what men have to say. And I'm not saying I don't value what the women say. I value what you say, but we and you think alike, right? We are the same, right? So I am going to ask some men these, I think men, you be around men too much. They give you the wrong information, right? Be around some female, they're like, yo, and they're like, oh, okay, because we're gonna teach you how to work a woman way better than what these men could, and vice versa, and vice versa. That's why a lot of women, they could be jealous or whatever of their man, but when they see that a man have a really good female friend, and she
They
can
go to the friend.
She gonna really feel it. She gonna love y'all being friends, right? She gonna love y'all being friends.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And like I said, it made us grow stronger once, together or whatever, when we got back together, because I already knew he knew my body, but I didn't know he knew my body that well. And it made us grow stronger as a couple because we start identifying and realizing that we knew each other more than what we thought we knew. So for I would say about 10 more years after that. No, it wasn't. It was probably about a year. We got stronger and then we broke up because he couldn't handle, y'all, anybody that didn't hear my story, y'all can look at it on Genesis thing, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But yes, definitely he knew my body and he knew that I was pregnant and I didn't even know. So at that point, he knew my body better than I did.
No, we ain't gotta learn nothing. But I want to round this out until the German lady stating that we are no competition for her because we don't have.
I was gonna finish the whole single parent thing, and then we're gonna I want to end from that one because oh Lord, my Keystone Genesis just started. All right, hold on. I want to finish this one up because we got it up here. So let's finish what he said.
Actually, I'm only 34 years old. Y'all women are older than me. Tell me, is there have you ever made a good decision with leading with your emotions first?
I can't.
I agree with you that you should not make decisions emotionally.
Point proven. I ain't seen nobody raise their hands there.
I agree with you on that. But I think I would like to know what are the things that that are not good that come out of a single family home led by a father. We're only talking about what's good, right? But we're talking about, when we talk about women, we say, oh, the kids are doing
we were
this.
only talking about degeneracy,
right? So, but
there could be other good things.
But what are the things
that
are lacking? What are the things that are lacking in a household raised by a man only. You just told me all the good things that happen when men are raising kids in a single family home. But then we compare that to a single family home.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that's the metric of success. If a parent is raising a kid to not be a degenerate, that's a metric of success, because that's less failure in life, is less emotional trauma that kid or young adult experiences. It's a metric of success, is what I'm saying. The other stuff that could be good from a single mother household, maybe she's raising a kid and the kid is super empathetic because he was raised by a single mom. Well, that's no metric of success.
He's
buy a dog
what
and
do
cry
you want
alone.
him to do?
What's you're just emotional. Like that doesn't get you anywhere in life. It doesn't help you to overcome traumas or overcome adversities. It doesn't help.
Empathetic is not being emotional.
This is why I'm saying I can't.
Those are two different
and you want to, and them ladies, ladies, stop going on these damn shows. And there's no way a man going to say which one of you women have made a logical choice. What the fuck?
I don't know why that people think that women
and they older than him. He
no
thinks
logic.
he can teach them something.
Yo, I'm holding my own. Most of us is holding our own shit down. How logical can you get? Bills paid, right?
Right.
Is that man? I
No,
can't.
A lot of logic to balance a checkbook, honey. You got to take a lot of logic to balance that checkbook every month.
Thank you.
You got to pay your bills. Math is logic.
Hello.
Math is very logical.
I gotta go.
Well, if I could say this, I don't think he's, and this is my personal opinion, this isn't law, but I don't think he's lived long enough to really talk the way that he's talking or have enough experience. He doesn't even have one gray coming out of his beard. You're not experienced enough to speak. You don't have life experience.
Thank you. He needs to live longer.
Right, to talk, to indulge in these type of conversations. That's just my personal opinion.
He ain't even learned long enough. Those ladies can teach him something, and he's trying to teach behind those dark shades. If he got notes, he should have knew what degeneracy meant and all the other things that he's using. He didn't even take the time professionally to research what he was talking about and to add the points that he was talking about.
Well, they're not supposed to. Right, that is because that's why they come on that show. Right. The problem is when women agree with the bullshit. Like everybody should put their hand in the air.
Yep. But why would I don't like the hand in the air? We all
they were getting back with him, and I was going to show y'all that. And I'm sorry, I know it's triggering a lot of people when you hear this stuff. But this is the younger generation. These are the people that's going to be running the country when we get older. Okay, so these 34, I'm 47, right? So this is the generation coming up after us. So it's great to know how they think.
They ain't gonna be running no country.
Our lives, not all of them. That's red pill and that's manosphere. That's not how all men think.
But if everybody is following the manosphere, and this is like
but then your job is to check the women, not to check them. It's to check the women. You make them love them, and then we're doing our own thing anyway. That's why they're even having this conversation because we're doing our thing.
All right,
He thinks he can
I see
speak.
Mel sitting up. Go ahead, Mel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mel.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't want to get away from the subject too far, but I just want to make this point. I think in my business, one of my businesses, I have a lot of Jews, and hopefully this is not. Hopefully, I can talk about this on YouTube.
No, that's cool.
What I notice about the Jews when I go to their houses.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Just say little hats. We can't say that word. Just say
okay. So that's what I was getting at. So little hats, right? Their children do not have cell phones. Their wives do not drive at all. And now I think that's kind of extreme. However, they have kids. Some of my clients have been there. I go for 10 years. They probably have 7 kids back to back. They're growing. They're married according to their standards, not recognized in the United States. They have a whole system in place, right? We already know that the white people are becoming a minority by 2045. I think they're going to be pretty much doomed, right? This is facts that you can look up. We also have a lot of people coming across the border, so the Hispanics or whatnot, they're growing rapidly too. So Black people, in order for us to survive and grow, right? We have to come together in families. And I mean, I don't want to bring up the queen maker, but one of the things that she teaches about how women need to get away from men totally, and she's an expert on biology, was it's actually the opposite, because two of the same kind cannot produce kids. Now, I'm not speaking down on that. I'm just saying, in order for us to grow, we have to grow strong families and teach the kids to love properly, right? But the problem is they're pushing all this media out there to steer everybody away from that. And now the men hate women, the women hate men, and it's a big mess. So I think that's the only way forward, is for us to come together and build a family institution the proper way.
Can I respond?
I
Wow.
agree, Mel.
Wonderful. Wow. I believe the same thing. Thank you, Mel.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Facts.
MD, go ahead, MD.
Yeah, because I gotta get to my son. Okay, let me respond. First, I'm responding about the emotional side. Every man on this planet got emotions and feelings, man. Every single one of them. It just depends on what he care about the most. If you attack that and destroy that and take that from him, he's going to get emotional and he's going to have feeling a certain type of way about that. All right. So the thing is, also, I want to be able to say what he was saying about the family. I really feel like the black males, if they're going to be the head of their families, right? I think they have to be able to understand that there's nothing wrong with empowering your woman to be able to protect herself and be able to provide for herself. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't feel emasculated by that. What the black male should do for the future, and we're talking about 2045, black males need to come together and destroy the system that's going to destroy their families. We can have a good family. We can do all the love and all this type of stuff. But when we step outside, what that system look like? Who destroying the system? Who is rearranging it? You know what I'm saying? Or are we operating in our own system? You see what I'm saying? I think there should be more emphasis on that. I think there's too many black males focusing on relationships and wondering how this woman like me and trying to dominate the woman and trying to do all this other stuff and everything, but they're not looking at that American system or whatever it may be and chipping that away in order to make it benefit the whole entire family or the whole community itself. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times when we look at this, we got to get past it. There is no more gender roles. That nuclear family was created by a white man. Black women have always been strong in what they have been doing. So I don't understand why black men is really like talking like this or talking this down on black women the way he is. A lot of those black males are the biggest threat, like I said, to the black woman's survival and their children. The music is like that. Hip hop is the only genre of music.
That I spoke about that earlier, MD. That's called desensitizing. You know, men are I can't say all, but a lot of men are easily desensitized. Women don't operate like that. You know, they don't get desensitized. We quickly like, yo, I'm done with that. You know, like, all right, cool. You know, we get over it real quick.
So when we're looking at decision making, so wait a minute, if we're looking at decision making, I mean, from a woman's standpoint, if we're telling we want a woman to be our piece, those are emotions, right? You got to be like when you make a decision, your emotion is going to get involved in it before you even make the decision, right? Because you're going to care about it. Because whatever it is that you're going to do, you're going to have to care about that situation or feel a certain type of way about it in order for you to even try to solve it or anything type of that type of level. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
There's variables to that too, because do I have to make a rapid decision or can I think about this one? It depends. You know what I mean? There's variables to that as well.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying with a lot of these relationships.
Can I make a charge can I charge you guys real quick?
What?
Can I make a charge
for
for y'all to go to like some of these places and like actually speak to that, you know, what you guys are saying, like some of the knowledge, because like I said, he's 34, right? A lot of these people on this panel are like a little older than he is, right? Because you see that he's a person of youth. And what's happening is that I believe that he has only a jury of his peers. He has a whole chat room of people and trolls and children probably that are like agreeing with him. And he has yet to be challenged. So therefore he thinks he's correct.
If he's 36, that's a baby. That's a baby to me. If he's 36, that's a baby
Embryo.
to me.
He's an embryo. He 34. That's an embryo. Okay. He ain't even a baby.
I have yet to see a older man come in there and say, "Let me tell you something, you little young blood."
Hey, put that together, Genesis. I'll do that. Put that together. I'll get on there.
And also, same thing. See, like when Nature Boy was out here, not to bring his name into the fold, but there was older men that was contacting Nature Boy and trying to talk some sense into him. You know what I'm saying? And because of what he was saying, I would see little older men come up once in a time. Well, let me tell you, da da da. You know what I'm saying? Now he might not have listened, but the thing is all you gotta do is plant a seed for it to like eventually burst in his mind.
And I seen that dude, Nature Boy, Genesis. Check this out before I go. I seen that dude, Nature Boy, talk, right? And he talks so much about men being illogical, just like that. Man, I seen that dude get so emotional on them panels sometimes, man, yelling at the girl Velvet and all that type of stuff, man. That's why I'm saying it's a lie. It all depends
He
on
jumps in. He
button.
does jump into his feminine energy awfully quick because he's quick to get loud, instead of staying poised, instead of just keeping that same energy throughout the conversation. He tends to strike up and get emotional about a lot of things. I've watched him.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So thanks for everybody for having me on here. I gotta get to my son. Gotta get him in the bathtub. So thanks everybody. I'll be back soon.
Thanks for joining the panel. We appreciate
Thank you, MD Rebel. I love your commentary. Please, I know we got into a little bit, but that's
no, we
part
straight is learning. It's learning.
You know what I'm saying? That's a part of it. It's good that we can have that dialogue and still be cool. That's the thing.
Right.
Is that we can have it. I didn't kick you off because you disagree with me. That's the thing.
Right.
Is that a lot of times, and someone said that the block community, the black. I thought you said the block. But a lot of these podcasts, if you don't agree with them, they're quick to kick you off and
right. And another thing, I'm gonna say, what's up to Harlem Nights? My fault if I came across any kind of way. Let me extend.
No, man, you all right. I've been on this thing for years. You all right?
Bet. We all good. We good.
Salute, brother. Salute.
All right, salute to you too. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. At this point, we're at 3:50. I want to get everybody's final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
My final thoughts is that the clear people, the clear women, need to stop coming for the black women, and they need to doing some investigation when the black men that they're getting involved with. They need to make sure that their family dynamics are on the up and up, and don't believe everything that black man tells that woman, because just like the black men will come and tell us stuff to basically down the X to make us do better, to make us work harder, or to say, well, she didn't give me that. So that in your brain, not saying us, we talking about the average woman, in their brain, well, she didn't give him this, I'm going to do that. So I feel like that's what that clear woman from Germany was doing. And I feel like that black man fed her that garbage. And that's why she went on that. And I don't think that she is actually Caucasian. I think she's of another descent, another nationality. That's all I got to say.
All right, who's next? Now, Butterfinger's up in here, like bringing up some stuff, and I'm like, okay.
I got my final thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that, fellas, don't be afraid to be affectionate to your woman. I think that goes a long way. She's cutting onions in the kitchen. Come behind her, kiss her neck, let her know that you're there and that you're present as a man. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to show affection to her. And if she asks you for something, don't make it seem like it's such a far fetch. You know what I mean? Just try to happy medium if you can. And like I said, affection goes such a long way, but I dropped the mic right there, guys. Peace.
And thank you so much. That was beautiful. I mean, we need to show more attention to each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this guy's talking about. I'm gonna stop bringing his thing up. Let's get into it. Hey, Mel, do you have any words?
Yeah, my final words. I think Harlem Nights hit the nail on the head when he talked about affection. I get that. I want to speak on the finances because it's hard for a man to take the lead in a family, just as MD had mentioned, or it's heavily promoted in the Bible, when he doesn't have his finances together. because when you're in survival mode, that's what you're doing. You're trying to survive. So as we focus on the family unit, whichever way, if you want to be poly, whatever, it's not my thing, but I'm speaking of a family unit, husband, wife, raising your kids, staying together, because that's become a big dilemma. But as we do that, we have to teach the next generation finances. And not only that, in our lifetime, it's wise to generate finances. I think that's the key because now that you have your finances together, I'll give you an example real quick. Most of us, Black men, a lot of us, I would say, in our 40s, we're competing now, starting to develop money, right? That's equivalent to the white guys that we went to school with his dad back 30 years ago. So you see how far we're behind financially, and
Yeah.
that's causing a lot of the problems. So if we can get our act together, right? Find a good mate, have a solid family, stay focused, leave the streets alone, build your money together, invest, and now you're building wealth, right? Now you're teaching the wealth to your kids. You're putting them in a position to win. And the more wealth that they have, right? And in most circumstances, you could look at the studies, when people tend to have, they're out of the survival mode, now they're able to reach higher levels, focus, education,
Think straight.
and go further in life. And that's my point.
And I do want to say this, but don't leave just yet.
Okay.
I want to say this. You are 100% right. When you're in a situation where it's fight or flight, now, and I talked about this fight or flight thing. You know what I'm saying? When you're in constant
Right.
survival mode, right? And a lot of like when you have guys that have gone to prison, and I actually suggested, I said, you know what? I think that what do you think about this notion? Do you think that if the men that went to prison, instead of like sending them back into the society, they should go to the military? Like right after like their prison term, because I believe that there is an assimilation issue that happens. I believe that people that go to prison, like say you went to prison at 19 or 18 years old, because right now they're charging young boys as adults. So you can do something at 17 and go to an adult prison. And we did do a show with Vern, who had he was a young man, I think he was 20. He actually had went to the military before, but he ended up being a bank robber, this, that, the other. But he was trained by a guy, Baba Shaka, who had shot his friend at 17 years old. The guy, and he was guided by another prisoner in the jail on how to be a bank robber. And this was in like the early 80s, right? Or the late 80s. He comes out and he ends up training Vern how to be a thing. So what happens is like in prison, you learn how to be a better criminal. I believe that the answer to that is that most people that go to prison should be sent to the military of some basic training at some point to learn discipline. Because I believe that people that go to prison, they are being given books like 48 Laws of Power, Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and they also are being trained by other prisoners to prey on women, right? And that's where you get a lot of like this thing that happens where he might get a person, he might have been in prison for X amount of years, get a woman pregnant, but he can't take care of that woman anymore because he ain't making no money. It's either he gonna have to do something in the streets to like take care of that child, or work at the warehouse, whatever. But if they went to the military and learned a trade through the military, and now they are disciplined, they have a better chance at being more assimilated to society. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that could be effective. That could be something that is looked at. The only thing that I'm pretty close to a lot of people that work in the prison, and I also work with a program in connection with the prison. And New York has started to soften the rules as far as what happens in prison to inmates because they're starting to realize that mental illness is caused a lot from all these solitary confinements, being paranoid, having to fight to use the phone, almost getting killed. When you go to sleep at night, these guys are cutting the face and stab. Just so many horrible things that are happening in the prison system. People come out with severe mental issues. So to put that person in a army environment or what have you, that might be a challenge. Obviously, there's so many
Yeah,
people,
I feel
so
the
each case is should be looked at. But I think overall, what I'm sensing from you is that they need some afterlife after prison. Something needs to be because here, right in Newburgh, New York, where I'm located, the guys come right out of prison. They put them out on the street, and now they're back into survival mode. And they haven't even been. Some of them have been locked up for 20 years. So what do?
Can't get a
They
job.
tend to
Can't
go back into the system because they have very little resources. And when you're hungry, you tend to do things to survive.
prey,
Right?
and
Everything is
what
about
they prey on women.
self-preservation.
Yes, they prey on women mainly
I
because
would
they
say
get
Right.
told when they are about to get out, they get told. And I have a friend that could tell you. His name is Eric. He was Baba Shaka was on that they tell the men that find a woman, lay up underneath her, and that's where you get a lot of these like single moms. A lot of them are from like ex-convicts. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Ex-convict or jail or whatever coming out. There needs to be like and that recidivism rate. You know what I'm saying? That they end up
I
back
think
in prison. I think that
DJ.
there should be some kind of a system to where these guys that are coming out have like I don't know, like a social program they have to go through.
Yeah,
It's mandatory.
exactly. I
Yeah.
feel like it's some new program, something new needs to be implemented where it's mandatory when they get, even in their prison, like even in the contract of them getting released. It should be where a system or organization where they go to, and almost like etiquette classes and things like that, but it's life things, like everything that you're talking about. I agree with Mel because of the PTS that they're experiencing in prison. I don't think that they should be plopped right into another PTS situation, a PTSD situation. I feel like there should be a whole new thing that is created to combat what you're talking about, Genesis, and it hasn't been created. And maybe we need to get on that and create that and bring it to
Maybe that could be our next discussion.
Yeah, I think that should be our next discussion. I absolutely do, because the government is not going to do it. But if we bring that, maybe get enough petitions and bring that to the Senate or whomever we need to bring it to, maybe we can get together with other people's families. I know I have a lady that I connected with, and she makes jewelry, and she has a program with people that are families of inmates, and basically trying to help how they can cope, because they're doing time with the inmates. Anybody that has family or loved ones, they're pretty much doing time with that person. So that's what she helps on. But I'm saying
It's more or less the mom.
If we as a collective can get together and just start a petition and then take it, and we have enough signatures and have our stuff plotted, planned out and written out, like they understand it, then maybe we can get something implemented.
And you know what? You had a good point, Mel. I didn't think about if the things that they go through in prison and then throwing them into a combat situation could be very traumatizing.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
you got to think
But
about when they come home, they're going to be even more screwed up and coming to us, DJ. So, and then on top of that, now they got military experience. We don't need that. They already training men for the great culture. They're already.
Well, honestly, I was thinking like instead of say, how the army has maybe army has 12 weeks basic training. If you came from prison, you'd have maybe 24 weeks basic training of discipline, right? Of where you have to learn how to but maybe that brainwashing could be too cumbersome on a person that just came from a prison.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, dude, jail is just like prison. I mean, the military and prison are not that different from each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Good point. The only thing I want to mention is that Elon Musk said something very interesting when Donald Trump went through his situation. He said, "Oh, I think he said if we can make suits of a titanium and that can fly under those circumstances, the president would have had a higher survival rate." But when you are at that level, you can make those type of changes. and then you come up with new ideas, implement them, and bring about a different change. So it may not be the military, but like I'm just using Elon Musk as for you as an example of starting something completely new with your idea
Mm-hmm.
that might change the world. So I
I have
think
a
that's
class right
that's
now.
the key.
I have a classmate who has been begging my teacher from Cross Colors because he wants to make all the clothings from of Teflon, bulletproof. And my instructor hasn't gotten on that. I'm gonna contact the guy because I don't want to take his idea. That's what he's passionate about. But I do want to work with him because there are like almost like silk from the silkworm, but spiders also have a certain amount of, their webs and stuff. I can't, what is it called? Their, whatever, the secretions, and it could be used to be bulletproof. So even those suits that them women had on, don't think that they weren't bulletproof. They may not have been dressed like them,
And I say this,
but
a lot
those
of them
suits
are
were
probably
bulletproof.
they probably were being sewn together by some people.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That's the thing about,
We had those
you'll be
conversations. Now, that
surprised
guy
what
had
gets
that
made.
idea, the Teflon stuff, he had that idea 5 years ago.
And I'm gonna say this: you'll be surprised of what things that you are like using every day that are being made in our American prisons. You know what I'm saying? That is our, every country has its slave kind of, in China it might be young children or young people. In America, it's the kind of like, what is it called? The economy of, what's the word? I forget what the word is. Where you have like the like kind of a slave, kind of like a lower paid person. It's the people in prison. They're the ones making license plates and different things sometimes. And
right,
if you can take those skills and convert those over into something where we could take the people that come out and give them a better chance. I believe that we could actually make a difference. And even when it comes down to society, when it comes down to like some of these guys getting out, meeting women, impregnating them, not being able to take care of their families, getting on child support because they didn't do that, whatever, I think that would be more of a thing that would like help. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to add to that real quick. And here in New York, they're making license plates, and when you call a motor vehicle, you're more than likely talking to an inmate, and most people don't realize that. And also, recently for the work release program, they're letting the inmates go work at, let's say, Planet Wings. They're working at Panera Bread. Recently, a lady was violated by an inmate that was on work release. So these are things that are happening here in New York, but you don't realize it. So you have some good points, and I just would admonish you to keep working toward it and building the resources and pooling together. Maybe you could bring about a great change if that's something that's near and dear to your heart. So.
Yeah, it is, and I think that the prison is the new form of slavery. That when someone commits a crime, they can have them work and not have to pay them nothing, and then they're still up there in that situation, locked down. My heart goes out to the prisoners. I mean, some people they deserve to be there. I'm not gonna say everybody, but the ones that are out on work release is because they had some kind of change within their heart of what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, now there might be some that's kind of still crazy, whatever. And that's a whole nother thing, the mental illness within the prison, because we closed all the mental health facilities down all along the United States, and the prison has become the mental health facility. So that's a whole nother subject. But I think that what we're going to do, like coming up soon, is we're going to talk about the prison system, what we can think about, what we could do to like come up with ideas, and maybe even try to implement some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really do much talking. Once I like get an idea going, I start to work towards it. So that's why
I'm the same way, DJ. I'm the same way. That's why I was like, I'm getting ready to write it down in my phone so that we can discuss that, because I feel like you got a great point, and I feel like we should come up with a solution, because it's not, even if we don't have, look, I had a son that had to, go to prison. It was only for 2 years, thank God. But at the same time, You have everybody has a family member, at least one, that has been in the prison system.
And it's one thing to say to choose better, right?
Right.
Oh, women need to choose better. But
Right.
when the choice is a person that might have had a prison sentence that came out and they're still trying to make it, it's hard to like say, well, and they can't find a job, right? And then you end up being the breadwinner. What is that? And so then you have this younger generation saying, well, you need to make at least 100,000 or
Right.
whatever. Like they're being unrealistic as women,
I know when
whatever.
my son got out of prison, he couldn't find a job.
We've lost that part of society. We've lost our people that have a trade. Like what happened to all the black plumbers, all the black electricians, all the black mechanics? I'm like, where all those guys are probably in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that I have worked for me, that are black and that have any kind of skill set are ex-convicts.
Right.
And then they might have a drug problem or whatever, this, that, the other. So it's like it's disheartening to me that I have to hire other cultures sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I would prefer to help my black people, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But then I run into the language barrier and this, that, the other. So my mind is like, something needs to be done about this. So, but I want to, okay, so we're about to like kind of close this out. Sugar, go ahead, Mel, real quick. Go ahead, say what you're going to say.
No, I was just going to say, in my past life, when I was religious, I used to teach the Bible in the prison for 7 years. But now I'm teaching finances. So I have a new program starting September the 1st in the local prison system, teaching guys about finances to help them transition back into having a, effective career. So I'm looking forward to that. I'd be more than happy to share some of those things with you.
Please do, because my heart goes out to the prisoners, people locked down, because at one point they're going to become back in society, and what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our young kids are going in there at a very early age and don't know nothing about life once they get out, except for because it's almost like going to the military at 18 and they let you out that door and you don't even know what the hell to do because they just let you out and you just got to like fend for yourself. And I don't think that's fair. Right. Sugar Love, I know that Sugar Love has a live she's going to be starting up on Sugar's Cafe after this to talk about some stuff.
No, Tony T. She's going
Tony
over
T Cafe is about to go live after this to talk about, I think, the hip hop community, or I'm not sure what their subject is, but please, I think she might even already started it because I don't really hear.
No, I didn't start it yet. I said when this is finished.
Oh, okay. All right. So everybody, when you leave here, if you still just want some more content, go to Tony T. Man, I really thank you guys.
And that's gonna be quick because I got to get up in the morning. But let me know when the cue us out of here.
Okay. Did you want to say anything finally?
No, everybody basically, summed it up really well. Summed it up really, and I think it just builds up for more conversations. That's what I want to say. Let's keep building.
Well, this was beautiful. I'm so happy about how this turned out. Shouts out to Mel. Shouts out to Harlem Nights. Shouts out to MD Revel. I think what's her name? Good. What was her name that came up before them? I don't want to like leave her out. Let me get her name. Her name was because she came up. She was like the first to come up.
First one, yeah.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to her for joining the panel. But I'm sorry. Hold on, give me a second, and once I do this, you're gonna tell me to bring it up there.
Okay.
Because I want to give a shout out because it's great to have like support when you're doing these open panels.
Right, it was a great dialogue.
Dolly, Godbody. Also, shouts out to everybody else that was in like the chat room, giving us love, giving their points. Kev, Lakeisha, Angela Reddick, who else? King Kev. Let me see. I mean, it was like Jaded Empora,
Jackie, Marquise, Angela. Who else? Harlem Nights.
Madria.
Madeira,
MD.
Yes,
F.
Ragnar. It was a lot of people up in here just like giving their commentary. And listen, your commentary did not go on deaf ears. If I didn't, Marquise Dillinger, thank you for your commentary. I tried to like catch everybody, but you know, I'm trying to talk too. So thank you guys. I appreciate everything that you've done. And you know what? As Sugar Love always says,
DJ, take us out of here.
Alchemize your energy. Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. Alchemize your energy. My friend, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always